Blog Talk Radio. Welcome to Blog Talk Radio. Please hold and you will be able to listen to the show.
This is True Capitalist Radio. True Capitalist Radio.
I am your host, the man they call Ghost.
The badass of business.
Give him capitalism or give him death.
That's it. Period.
Broadcasting from his Skyline office studios in beautiful downtown Austin, Texas.
You sound fruitier than a box of Fruit Loops, for Christ's sake.
And now, he'll take it from here. Your host, the prognosticator of prognosticators, the man they call Ghost.
How's it going, folks? And thank you for tuning in with me to another edition of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank you very much for tuning in with me. This is episode number 474. Episode number 474 for all the folks that are keeping track of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And before we get into anything else, I'd like for everybody to please spread it around like wildfire and let everybody know that True Capitalist Radio is in effect and in the house. And we are live every Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on the official website of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast, and it is blogtalkradio.com/ghost. That's blogtalkradio.com/ghost. And if you have not done so, please follow us on Twitter and Gab. Gab, of course, is the Twitter alternative. You can get there by typing in your browser gab.ai. And, of course, I'm on both of those social media networks under the name Politics Ghost. All one word, no underscores. Politics Ghost is the name to follow. Now, before I get into anything, I want to remind everybody that today, 1 year ago today, yours truly came back with the infamous emergency broadcast in which I came back and told everybody throughout the world that True Capitalist Radio was going to be back permanently. And the reasoning, of course, was because Donald Trump was at the time running for president, and I was inspired when I saw that the true capitalist revolution was transpiring right before my very eyes, and I came back and I had to make a contribution. And let me tell you something, I'm still making contributions to this day, and I am not stopping. And I also would like to remind everybody that it is National Frog Day today. Isn't it ironic? Don't you think? I'm serious. It's National Frog Day today. Praise Cat. I'm telling you, do you believe in me magic now? Do you believe in me magic now, boy? I'm telling you this right now. And let me tell you something else that is happening today, folks. Today is Barron Trump, the son of Donald Trump. It is his birthday today. So I want to say what's going on to Donald Trump's youngest son, Barron Trump. Happy birthday, Barron. And don't let these goddamn internet haters get you down, baby. Don't let the damn leftists get you down. You understand? And last but not least, it was announced today that Eric Trump is going to have a son, I believe. I believe they said it was a son. I know they're having another child here. So as a result, all kinds of meme magic happening today, folks. All kinds of meme magic happening today on this 1 year anniversary of the comeback of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And on National Frog Day. I'm telling you, baby, isn't it ironic? Don't you think? Anyway, folks, let's just go ahead and get right to the markets because I'm pretty sure everybody's like, what the hell's going on here, Ghost? What's going on? I'll tell you exactly what's going on. let's go back just a second of what I've always been saying about this equities market. I've been saying that there is no actual independent investors in this market, and if they are such a minute fraction, they are insignificant at this point in time. Now, with that being said, folks, who has all the money in this market? Wall Street. You know, the big guys. You know, I think there's a irony in this whole bull run, the supposed bull run in the equities market, that the only people that are truly cashing out on this are folks that are on Wall Street, the high-frequency traders, or the machines, folks. Now, I hate to bring this up as a subject matter, but it bears repeating, because I don't think that people understand that there are now thousands upon thousands of machines that are autonomously trading at the rate of a millisecond, all right, every single goddamn day on the market. I mean, and these machines are programmed in an algorithmic sense to basically go with the flow of the market, and their whole intention is that the machines, they trade in such a high frequency that they basically make profit on either pennies or fractions of a penny. And this is purely computer. These are pure machines. This is algorithms and that sort of thing. And I personally believe that this has no place in a human market as far as I'm concerned. And I think that something should be done about it at this point. Because let's just take a step back for a second. How many people have seen this 20,000 plus Dow Jones Industrial reflected in your 401k? I've actually taken, an impromptu personal survey of folk that I know personally that are invested highly in their 401ks, and they really haven't seen the significant jump in profits that is supposedly being reflected in the Dow, supposedly being reflected in the S&P and the NASDAQ. Because as I've stated, folks, the only people that are creating this Dow Jones Industrial 20K are the folks in Wall Street. I mean, there is such low volume. I hate to keep repeating this. Low volume in the stock market. Low volume in the stock market. I want to repeat that, folks, because when you have low volume, that means there is not buyers in the market. You know, people are not buying stocks in the market, and when you don't have buyers, well, right now you don't have too many sellers. And as a result, folks, what you have here is a kind of a stagnant market, as we're seeing reflected in the past several sessions, very, very flat. But in a flat market, folks, it's very easy to manipulate when you have the backing of billions upon billions of other people's money, and you are in charge of that money, and you've got a whole bunch of other friends on Wall Street that are fund managers, hedge fund managers, mutual fund managers that are in charge of the same type of thing. You can collude amongst yourselves, which I have always suggested ever since this bull run on the Dow, and on every other market for that matter, that this is a complete trap. This are nothing more than insiders in Wall Street propping up this market. And anyone who is falling for this market, folks, is being goofed right now. I strongly advise you people, once again, it is purely up to Wall Street when this damn market crashes. And let me repeat that one more again. It is purely up to Wall Street when this market crashes, because they're the ones trading. They're the ones propping up this market. What they're doing is, folks, is they realize there's low volume in the market, and what they're doing is they're basically singling out certain stocks, certain shares, and they've got their buddies, and they're telling them, hey, let's all hit up this share, let's hit up this share, let's hit up this share, let's spread out the trades in all kinds of accounts, and let's run up the damn stock, and then as a result, other people will get on it, and it props up the market artificially as an index, and then you can incrementally come out. Then you can incrementally come out in the market. As I stated, folks, once again, in the month of February, all right, Wall Street insiders sold off $7.8 billion, as in Bill Gates, all right, $7.8 billion in stock. How much money did they put back into the stock market in the month of February? A little over $380 million. So that ratio does not compute, and it coincides with what I've been suggesting about this market ever since the bull run started, is that this is a trap. This is nothing more than a con job by Wall Street trying to lure in people that don't understand what's going on in this market. I mean, all they're being fed is this, hey, it's Dow Jones 20,000. Hey, it's Dow Jones 20,000. All over every mainstream media outlet, even on their local 10 o'clock news. All right? I mean, they're being fed this garbage, and they're buying it. They're actually taking their money, and they're buying this stuff. And I'm telling you this right now, folks. All right? I mean, we're at all-time highs. There's nothing justifying this. Now, the only way that we can sustain this particular rate at which these indexes are holding out at, which is over 20,000, and the index rates at S&P and the NASDAQ, is if we have a tax cut that is very significant, that will not only create economic productivity, be it reinvestment in business, cut on capital gains, cut on corporate taxes, but I believe that Trump is also going to put in some initiatives for employers to hire American. All right, and this is going to put an injection already let me tell you, there's already progress in the job market. The tax cut would provide a major injection into the job market, and that could help prop up this particular market, although I still think there's going to be a contraction. It's up to the current market conditions and whether or not the people in the market are pessimistic or somewhat short-term pessimistic or completely apocalyptic, when they're just like, sell, sell, sell. So we really don't know what's going on in the market. It's really up to Wall Street when the contraction happens. But if we were going to sustain this at all, we need the tax cuts. And the other thing that we need, folks, is the infrastructure bill. Now, the unfortunate part about the infrastructure bill is that right now, the Trump administration is trying to look for ways to cut funding to certain fat within the bureaucracy. And as a result, they're trying to make room for that $3 trillion. It's guesstimated anywhere from $1 to $3 trillion planned budgeted for this infrastructure bill that needs to be passed. Now, why do I say that? Well, first and foremost, our bridges are, 40 or 50 years overdue. Our roads are crumbling. Our airports look like utter garbage. I mean, just look around you, for heaven's sake, and you can see the infrastructure crumbling. Now, the reason that we need this is so that we can re-modernize America into the 21st century and start making people have a little bit more upbeat morale as they start looking at their landscapes, at their metropolises, at their small towns, and start looking and just actually seeing the progress, actually seeing new roads, actually seeing bridges being rebuilt and that sort of thing. Anyway, the point is that also is what will prop up this market up beyond the 20,000 Dow and so on and so forth. But folks, take a look at what these damn Republicans are doing as it pertains to the damn health care bill. We're going to talk about that here in a second. I'm very pessimistic about this Republican Party because, as I've stated this whole time I've ever been on this broadcast, that the Republican Party and the Democratic Party are the same crap, different plate. And the whole reason is because they're a political class amongst themselves, folks, and they like the status quo. They like the fact that they have private corporate businesses just completely depositing nonstop millions in their campaign contribution accounts, and all they have to do in return is sell out the country. And that's what they've been doing here for the past 40 or 50 years, folks, and it's got to come to an end. Why do you think every bureaucratic element of the government, of the damn mainstream media, Hollywood, everybody in the globalist infrastructure is against Trump? He is rocking the planet. He is rocking the status quo. And that's why he has so many enemies, and that's why those of us on the Trump train have to continue to stay vigilant, and we have to continue to disseminate the information properly to contradict the lies. They're just outright lying in the mainstream media nowadays, folks. I mean, it's not even worth looking at the talking heads on the boob tube. They are lying to you. They are outright lying to you. And that's why you and me, we are now the new media. We have to keep each other informed. We have to keep each other enlightened, folks, because let me tell you, this globalist infrastructure that has taken control of our bureaucratic government is completely against Trump. And that's why those of us that are American people that believe in wanting to make America great again, we have to have a spirit of patriotism that will not die, even though those of us may be either put in jail, God forbid, in some cases, unfortunately have to give up our lives in some cases. Regardless, we have to have a patriotic spirit that cannot die. That cannot be beaten down or broken down by any demoralization attempt by the globalists. We cannot allow it to happen. This is our last time. This is our last line in the sand. I can't keep telling you folks that are listening to me on this broadcast. I can't emphasize this anymore. This is our last line in the sand. If we aren't well informed and we don't disseminate the proper information and the news to the minds of Joe Sixpack, Mr. and Mrs. Joe Sixpack, then this damn mainstream media and the damn political bureaucratic infrastructure that is putting on right now this political theater that is this James Comey testimony, we are going to lose. But, hey, let me tell you something, folks. Look at the spirit that we've been able to conjure up just basically on the internet, man. Look at meme magic. I mean, there's too many coincidences for you not to understand that there may be some kind of a correlation with meme magic, Keck, Pepe, the sevens. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to go into all that technicality, folks, but it's your belief that we are going to prevail is what's going to help us defeat this specter of globalization that wants to take away our humanity from us. And that's exactly what the end goal is. If you read any of the documentation as pertains to these globalist nutcases, they want to reduce humanity to nothing more than a goddamn cow, to an animal. And what are the elites going to do? They're going to integrate with technology, and they think that they're going to be the bionic people, and they're going to be able to live and travel through space until the end of time. That's what these lunatics actually believe, for Christ's sake, and they don't care about you. They don't care about your family. They want to reduce you to nothing more than an animal. They want to reduce you to nothing more than soylent greed. They want to reduce you to nothing more than some insignificant nothing that can be slaughtered, that can be killed, and no one would care. And that's what they're trying to beat us down to. Do you understand me? What we are doing right now is trying to spark a human renaissance. That's what we're trying to do here. That's what I'm trying to do whenever I do this broadcast and convey free information. I am trying to spark a human renaissance that has not been seen at all since the worldwide tragedy of the bubonic plague. Now, folks, that was the last human renaissance that humanity had. Now, why did humanity have a renaissance? Because it was time during the bubonic plague. People were dying. The average age of a man was about 30 years old. All right, everybody was dying. Death was everywhere. I mean, everybody just knew that once they were alive, they didn't know if they were going to wake up the next day. The bubonic plague was killing everybody. It was killing their family. It was killing their friends. It was killing the elders. It was killing everybody. And all the pain, all the misery, all the despair, all the death, all the stench of death. What did it do to humanity? Did it break down humanity? Did it scare humanity? Absolutely not. It inspired humanity to appreciate itself. It inspired humanity to go beyond itself, to think beyond itself. Because if you have nothing to fear, if you do not fear death, then by God, you can conquer life. And that is proven with the last human renaissance. They enlightened themselves, and they nurtured humanity. They nurtured the thought process of the philosophical development of humanity. They opened up the creative juices that created art and literature and music at the time. They appreciated the human body in its purest form. That's why we see so much art from that time appreciate the human body, because the humans were out here being just completely harvested by this disgusting, despicable bubonic plague. And if humanity was not beaten down during those times, well then, by God, why are we trying or even accepting these goddamn freaking globalist bureaucrats breaking us down now? We cannot. Anyway, folks, my apologies on that soliloquy, but God damn it, man. We are in serious times here, and it's not time to just be self-deprecating. It's not time to be self-loathing. It's not time to be some despicable human being that just wants to cause havoc on the earth. Because as I've stated many times, it's very easy to be evil. It's very easy to do bad stuff. As I stated, right now, I've got a very, very nice home right here. And it's very easy just to break this garbage up all around. Just start breaking stuff. Very easy. It was very hard to put the things up, the paintings up, everything that's, elegant about this particular home that I'm currently residing in. It's harder to put things together than it is to break things apart. So it's very easy to go to the dark side. It's very easy to be evil. But you know something? If it's so easy to be evil, then I don't want to be evil. I don't want to be like everybody else. If everybody's going to be a goddamn disgusting, despicable, satanic, godless, atheist piece of just meaningless meatbag trash, well, then I don't want to be a part of that. I want to be a part of something better than what everybody is.
I don't really care. I want to hurt somebody. Somebody hurt me, so I want to go hurt people.
I'm not joking around, folks. I mean, it is very, very easy to be evil. It's the hardest thing in the world to be good and act virtuous and act selfless, and to help those that are willing to want to be helped. You see, you can't help everybody, folks. And that's one thing I also want to get across here, and that's what capitalism puts into absolute purest view, is that you cannot help everybody. You can only lead a horse to water, you cannot make it drink. And if we are going to, sit here and give a fish to everybody that's hungry, well, what does that say to the people that can fish on their own? That means the people that can fish on their own are all of a sudden, through social contract, obligated to feed the lazy asses who are just expecting a fish every single day in their lap. That's why I'm saying to you folks, I help those that want to help themselves. And if you're just some insignificant piece of low-life garbage and you have accepted that, then why are you even on this planet? If you are soulless, if you just have no goddamn optimism for yourself, you have no ambition, you have no goals, you have no idea what the hell you want to do, you're just somebody who causes havoc in your life and everybody else's life, then why are you here? Why are you here? Anyway, folks, I didn't mean to get off on that tirade. Let's get to the freaking stock market here. I got all kind of soliloquy going on. Once again, folks, the market is flat. The dollar is slipping slightly, folks, because, like I said, there was a lot of over-speculation going into this dollar run prior to the March 15th quarter-point interest rate that Janet Yellen did as a part of the 3 or 4 dots that they have thrown on the year of 2017 as it pertains to interest rate hikes for the Federal Reserve. A lot of people were anticipating March 15th that it'd be higher than a quarter point. I was one of those that thought that it was very, very highly probable that it could have been half, it could have been 3/4, it could have been a whole point. To be honest with you, we have had low interest rates for a long period of time, and it has been at the failure of the Federal Reserve and the policymakers in Washington that have failed to rejuvenate this economy when we have interest rates at such low rates. And I think Dan Pena said this in an interview here recently. Dan Pena, of course, very, very rich man. What is he, the number one personal motivator, financial motivator, something of that capacity. He's inspired people to make up to about $50 billion. All the folks that have taken his course and taken his tutelage, taken his mentorship, $50 billion. So that's a hell of a network that Dan Pena has. But, the thing he said in an interview is that, maybe about 50 years from now, the young people are going to be looking back on these days and saying, hey, Grandma and Grandpa, what the hell were you doing, you dumb idiots? I'm paraphrasing, of course. He said it in a lot more vulgar terms. But he said, what the hell were you doing? I mean, this is cheap money out here, folks. This is cheap money. All right, 2 or 3%, and then, of course, the bank adds on a few percent on top of that. If you can't make a business with these low interest rates, well, then what the hell are you doing? All right, if you can't take a loan out and make something happen at these low interest rates, well, then what the hell are you doing? Because money is very cheap right now. All right? Money is very cheap. It should be very easy for folks to make some kind of business proposal and at least have some kind of proper forecast and go up to one of these financial institutions. And, of course, you have to have the financial credibility to do such a thing. But to be able to go up to these financial institutions and say, hey, look, I got this business. I need to expand. Hook me up. The money's cheap. I can pay it. I think they're going to look back on these times and, be rather disgusted at the lack of economic productivity that was there and the economic opportunity that was there, but nobody decided to jump on. They were too busy, buying, electronic widgets from China that break down in 6 months and hence built China's economy instead of America's economy. But that's a whole other debate. Let's go ahead and get to the Dow Jones Industrial, shall we? We got the Dow Jones Industrial flat today. Flat. It is down, although there was some weird precarious movement throughout that intraday chart. I mean, if you take a look at the intraday chart of the Dow, it doesn't even make any sense, folks. And this is why I'm saying, right now with this low volume, you're going to get weird charts like this that are untraditional, unconventional. I mean, even if you're a conventional trader that's been, trained by somebody who analyzes charts and they name these types of charts, there's all kinds of people that get really technical about the charts. That you can't even name something like this. You've never even seen stuff like this. This is uncommon. This is an anomaly. Because as I'm stating, folks, no one out here is really in control of the markets outside of the machines, which I already told you about, and the hedge fund managers, mutual fund managers, all the big money managers on Wall Street. So let's get to the Dow. The Dow is down today, folks, 8.76 points, a percentage decrease of 0.04%. Closing out the Dow at 20,905.86 points for the Dow Jones Industrial. We've got the S&P also down today, folks, 4.78 points, a percentage decrease of 0.20%. Closing out the S&P at 2,373.47 points for the S&P 500. I mean, purely ridiculous. I mean, every time I read these every single day, I cannot believe that this damn thing has not contracted. But, of course, it's not up to anybody but the damn Wall Street idiots, these people that are smoking crack. And they're really not smoking crack, folks. If you want my personal opinion, they're defrauding people. That's all there is to it. I mean, why is it that we're seeing Dow Jones Industrial, we're just coming down from 21,000 points. How come it's not reflected in most folks' 401k? Take a look at your 401k. Is this being reflected? I mean, is your 401k reflecting these types of humongous gains, for Christ's sake? I'm looking at the year, all right, the percentage gains per year. Right now, the Dow Jones Industrial for the year is up 18.77%. I mean, give me a break. Give me a break, man. The only people that are capitalizing on this are folks like myself and independent investors that are actually being able to ride the somewhat certainty of the uncertainty of the investors in the Wall Street market. I mean, that's how I'm making liquidity, folks. I mean, these people are very reactionary, and of course, many of them aren't even people. It's freaking, algorithmic machines, for Christ's sake. Anyway, without any further ado, let's just get to the NASDAQ, all right? The NASDAQ closed up on the upside, even though I think this is a bubble that reeks 1997 all over again. All right, NASDAQ is up 0.53 points, a percentage increase of 0.01%, closing out the NASDAQ at 5,901.53 points for the NASDAQ composite. All right, now, for you folks that are wondering about the NASDAQ, you're talking about a bubble. This is why I'm talking about this. For 1 year, the 1 year percentage gain for the NASDAQ composite, folks, is, get this, 23.06% for the year. 23.06% for the year. On what? You understand this? On what? And is that reflected in your 401k? Are these big, huge percentage gains reflected in your 401k? That they are not. And the only people that are capitalizing on this, once again, are the big guys on Wall Street and those of us independent investors that actually understand how to read these idiots that are smoking crack on Wall Street. Now, with that being said, let's just continue going here, all right? Let's get to the commodities. Now, as I stated, folks, we saw the dollar slip slightly today against other currencies, so that should be somewhat reflected in the commodities. Now, even though I'm going to start talking about energy here, as I've stated, what have I said, folks? Energy with a 10-foot pole. I've been saying it time and time again. I will not touch energy with a 10-foot pole. Why? There's too many producers. You've got, once again, America opening up its oil production capabilities. OPEC can't even oblige its own production cuts. I mean, it's ridiculous, all right? So I'm not touching this at all. And the only time you do touch oil, or an oil ETF for that matter, is if there's some news play. Like, for instance, when Donald Trump announced in a speech that he was going to lift the Obama fuel restrictions, that's what kind of pumped up the market. And those are the types of, maybe pattern or day trading short-term plays that you can do. Because when, the market hears that kind of news, it goes up 2 or 3%. So if you can make a short-term play on oil based on news, because I think that's the only thing that's going to make this damn crude spike to any capacity. And you got to act quick, because everyone's going to hear the same news, and they're going to go and going to buy, and that's how you make some, short-term, quick liquidity, baby. I mean, making money, baby. That's what I do, and that's what I'm trying to help you do. All right, that's what I'm trying to help you do. Anyway, WTI is down today, 61 cents, a percentage decrease of 1.25%, closing out WTI at $48. $48.17 per barrel of WTI sweet crude. Now, why haven't we seen gas prices reflected? Because we don't have the refineries necessary to be able to convert this oil into gasoline. All right? Now, we are having Exxon going down to the Mississippi Gulf area, and they are now starting, from what I understand, or actually just made some commitments to expand their refinery capabilities within that region, which I forgot how many billions of dollars and how many jobs that's going to create. But that's not now. So that's why we haven't seen true reflection of the going down in oil prices reflected in gasoline prices. So let's go ahead and get to Brent crude. Brent crude is down today also 8 cents, a percentage decrease of 0.15%. Closing out Brent crude at $51.68 per barrel of Brent crude oil. We've got gasoline up today, 0.83%. You see that? You see that right there? That doesn't even make any sense. But since I just told you about the refinery situation, it makes perfect sense, doesn't it? Crude oil down, yet gasoline is up today almost 1%. All right, 0.83%. You see what I'm saying? This is how you got to think like a capitalist, baby. You got to know. You see, you have to know. That's the only way you're going to make money. No one's going to give you money. No one's just going to say, hey, here you go, here, buddy. Here's some money for you. There you go. You're a nice guy. Nobody's going to do that for you. And if they do that for you, you better savor the flavor, because that ain't going to happen too many times more. So anyway, with that being said, let's go ahead and continue on. The feast or famine, natural gas. Now, folks, we've been talking about how natural gas has been taking some contractions here in the past, I would say, 5 or 6 sessions. And I've been saying that since we've been seeing some decreases in the natural gas market, that it possibly, and look, I'm trying to read this commodity, because these jumps, I mean, I want a piece of those jumps, man. And today is no different. This is what I'm talking about here. We've been seeing decreases in natural gas for the past several sessions. Today, the feast or famine natural gas, it is up 4.38% on the day. I mean, good God. 4.38% increase on the day for natural gas. Let's get to heating oil. It is also up today, folks, 0.39%. Now let's go ahead and get to the metals, shall we? The metals! Let's get to the goddamn metals! Now, as I stated, folks, we did see the dollar slip a slight bit, so it should be reflected to some extent in the metals, if anywhere. And as I can see, pretty much green, so I guess that's reflected. Let's see gold. Gold is up $3.80, a percentage increase of 0.31%, closing out gold at $1,234 even. $1,234 even per troy ounce of gold. We've got silver up modestly, but still up 2 cents, a percentage increase of 0.13%, closing out silver at $17.44 per troy ounce of silver. As I've stated, what did I tell you? In times of uncertainty, everybody goes to the metals, baby, and that's why I've told everybody, if you would have listened to me, I mean, you'd be up on your money right now. That's all I'm saying. All right, I told you about these metals. I told you. Anyway, let's continue going. Copper took it on the teeth today. It is down 1.39% decrease on the day for copper. Good God. We've got platinum down today, 0.04%. Now let's go ahead and get to agriculture, shall we? Now I'm looking at agriculture here. Very interesting story. I mean, agriculture should reflect the dollar slip, but we're seeing a lot of red for some reason, and I'm anticipating that it was a lot of over speculation last week. If you remember, folks, when we were talking about the grains and the softs and the livestock last week, it was a lot of increases, a lot of greens last week. I think it may have been a lot of over speculation. So I think it may be reflected here in today's session. Let's go ahead and get to the grains index. Corn down 1.09% decrease on the day for corn. Good God. Here's wheat. Wheat is also down, folks. 1.38% decrease on the day for wheat. We've got oats. Oats is up modestly. It is up 0.30% increase on the day. Rough rice down 0.61% decrease on the day. Soybean down 0.05%. Yet, ironically, soybean oil up 1.36% increase on the day. Good God. Oh, man. Anyway, we've got canola. Canola is also up 0.34%. Let's go ahead and get to the soft, shall we? Now, this is very interesting, folks, because what have I been saying about cocoa? It just keeps going down, 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 down. I kept saying it, and I kept being perplexed by it. And I was like, wait a minute, what the hell is going on in cocoa? It just continues to go down. It continues to go down. Well, folks, I should have possibly read this. I mean, I read these I read these commodities quotes every single day. I should have seen this play coming. When you see things going down, 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 I mean, it's got to come back up, folks. And today, did you see cocoa today? I mean, good God! Cocoa is up 5.12% increase on the day. I mean, good God! I wanted a piece of that profit, man. I wanted a piece of that profit. 5.12% increase on the day for cocoa. Good God. Wow. Wow, folks. That's why you should listen in to the True Capitalist Radio every time I read off these percentage increases and decreases every day in the commodities, folks. I mean, keep track of them. You can make a play via ETF, ETN. These are very good instruments to be able to make plays on these commodities without actually owning the commodities in question. So do your research, folks. This is how you make money. This is how you become a capitalist. This is how you not only become rich, but stay rich. It's very easy to become rich, very hard to stay rich, baby. Just ask all the lottery winners. All right, I just ask all the lottery winners that have won over $100 million and just take a look at their tortured, disgusting, pathetic, bankrupt lives. It's because it's easy to get it. It's hard to keep it. And you got to be there to understand it. Anyway, I don't want to get into that soliloquy. Let's get to the next commodity, coffee.
Hey, dude, just don't talk to me. Don't talk to me unless I have my coffee, dude. I just don't want to...
Shut up, you fruit. Anyway, coffee is up today, folks. I mean, good God, 2.25% increase on the day for coffee. And I would like to continue to say, boycott Starbucks because it's working. Did you hear? The CEO is stepping down now, huh? What did I tell you? Boycott Starbucks. It works. It's victorious. I tell you, where you spend your money is a political statement. I keep telling you this. We can actually affect the outcomes and the goddamn actions of each and every company that exists in America today. All you got to do is realize that where you spend your money is a political statement. I've been saying that for every goddamn year I've been on this damn broadcast. Where you spend your money is a political statement. And because every time I covered coffee, I would say, boycott Starbucks. Obviously, some people that listen to me did it. Other people that are a part of the Trump train did it and tweeted it and repeated it. And we're effective, folks. We're effective. CEO of Starbucks stepping down. Woo! All right, next stop, McDonald's. All right, we all saw what McDonald's tweeted, and we all know who the goddamn... the world marketing director of McDonald's is nothing more than the ex-press secretary of Obama during his first administration, none other than that stupid scumbag, Robert Gibbs. Robert Gibbs is the global marketing director at McDonald's, and it's no coincidence that that little disgusting tweet, that anti-American tweet against our president, was tweeted out on the McDonald's Corp Twitter account. Boycott McDonald's now! I'm telling you, where we spend our money is a political statement. If they're going to be anti-American pieces of trash, then they don't deserve our dollar. You understand that? They don't deserve our dollar. All right? And if somebody goes, well, I love McDonald's breakfast, well, then go ahead and be an anti-American piece of trash. All right? But if I see you and you're eating McDonald's, I'm going to spit in your face, you piece of trash. You better believe it. I'm going to spit in your goddamn... I'll spit in your food while I'm at it there, too, boy. I'll honk up a goddamn big-ass lift. Yeah, honk up a big right there in your goddamn McDonald's breakfast and say, yeah, you take that, all right? You're lucky it's not immigrant, boy. Anyway, I got sidetracked off Twitter. Anyway, boycott McDonald's anti-American ass. And they're going to see it reflected on their sales, man, because McDonald's, you're on thin ice as it is. I mean, you got questionable food as far as I'm concerned. You understand that, boy? I'm telling you right now, you got questionable food as it is. You're going to sit over here and talk anti-American trash? Boycott McDonald's! Let me tell you, if I see Ronald McDonald's, I'm kicking him in the balls. You understand me? Anyway, who else do we have here? We got sugar! Sugar is down 2.59% decrease. Orange juice is up 1.05% increase on the day. We've got cotton down 1.31%. Lumber, it is up 2.54% increase on the day for lumber. Good God, man, what's some of the lumber prices there? Anyway, we got rubber up 0.56%. We've got ethanol down 0.78%. Let's go ahead and get to livestock, shall we? Cattle continues to go up, man. Those cheap beef prices are going to come to an end here soon. If they haven't done so already. All right, I'm starting to see beef prices go up at my local HEB and other meat places that I go to. I see it, and it's a shame. But it was a good ride. Anyway, live cattle is up 0.11% increase on the day. Cattle feeder up 0.69% increase on the day, and lean hog is up modestly 0.06% increase on the day for lean hog. Now what we're going to do is get to our cryptocurrency part of the hour, folks, and this is where I go over cryptocurrencies that are in the market today that are completely mineable. And the reason I'm giving everybody the prices and the percentage increase on the 24-hour basis is because you can figure out, if you do your own research, how to properly mine these virtual cryptocurrencies on your own using your own computing equipment and some software. And you can mine these things on your own and then sell them. It's free goddamn money. Do you understand me? All right? It is free goddamn money. Do you understand me? So that's why I am covering virtual currency at this point in time. So without any further ado, let's get to the main cryptocurrencies that are making moves right now. Let's get to Bitcoin, of course. It has decreased dramatically, folks, throughout the weekend. Once again, I always said that Bitcoin was going to be volatile. If it continues to decrease slightly or if it levels out at these particular price levels, I would consider making a move because we know, as well as anybody else knows in here, cryptocurrencies are very popular at this point in time, thanks to governments now outlawing cash, physical hard cash, paper money. They've already outlawed it and got rid of it in India. They outlawed it and got rid of it in Venezuela. They're talking about getting rid of it in Taiwan. I mean, you got the EU talking about it. So what is going to be the alternative to exchange goods and services, folks? I'm talking about cryptocurrencies. I mean, whether we like it or not, people are taking this serious. And the reason we know they're taking it serious is because money's involved. And when money's involved, it's always serious, all right? Anyway, Bitcoin. Once again, Bitcoin in the past 24 hours is down 0.67%. The current market capitalization of Bitcoin is around, I would say, a little over $17 billion market capitalization. Current supply of Bitcoin that is circulated right now is at about 16,227,087 Bitcoins in circulation. The symbol for Bitcoin is BTC. BTC is the symbol, and the price for Bitcoin as of right now is $1,054.46 per Bitcoin. Let's go ahead and get to Ethereum. Ethereum is the symbol ETH. ETH is the symbol. Current market cap for Ethereum is about a little over $4 billion market capitalization. The current circulating supply of Ethereum is almost 90 million Ethereum coins or Ethereum cryptocurrency in circulation. In the past 24 hours, it has gone down, folks, 2.23% decrease on the day. Ethereum closes out today at $44.58 per Ethereum cryptocurrency. $44.58 per Ethereum cryptocurrency. Let's get to Dash Coin, shall we? Dash, the symbol on this one is DASH. All right, current market capitalization on this one. And look, I've been telling people this is very attractive here. Market cap is very low on this one. It's only $743 million in market capitalization. The current supply, the circulating supply of Dash Coin is at 7,176,544 Dash Coins. So a little over 7 million Dash Coins in circulation. That's pretty decent. All right, now in the past 24 hours, it's gone down 2.79%. And the reason I think that you're seeing a lot of negativity in the current cryptocurrency market is because of the slide in Bitcoin. So obviously, whatever happens in Bitcoin is going to be reverberated across the cryptocurrency market. So once again, Dash Coin is down 2.79% in a 24-hour period, closing out Dash Coin at $103.60 per Dash Coin. $103.60 per Dash Coin. Now, once again, I've told you, everybody, that every one of these cryptocurrencies that I'm mentioning are completely mineable. They're completely mineable, folks. Now, let's talk about the Monero. The Monero symbol on this one is XMR. XMR, the current market capitalization of the Monero, is about almost $323 million market capitalization. The current circulating Monero cryptocurrency in circulation right now is about 14,149,642, so a little over 14 million Monero in circulation. In the past 24 hours, it is down 2.90%. Closing out the Monero, once again, the symbol on this one is XMR, closing it out at $22.79 per Monero cryptocurrency. $22.79. Let's continue going, folks. We got Litecoin. Everybody wants me to cover Litecoin. Litecoin, once again, symbol on this one is LTC. Symbol is LTC. The current market capitalization on Litecoin is a little over $200 million in market capitalization. The current circulating supply for Litecoin is over 50 million Litecoin in circulation. So just a little over 50 million in circulation. It is up today in a 24-hour period. It is up 1.02%. And the current price for Litecoin, symbol LTC, the current price is $4.03 per Litecoin. $4.03 per Litecoin. Let's continue going. Ethereum Classic. Ethereum Classic, this symbol is ETC. ETC, current market capitalization on this one is about almost $178 million in market capitalization. The current circulation of Ethereum Classic, symbol ETC, is almost 90 million cryptocurrency. Almost 90 million Ethereum Classics in circulation. In the past 24 hours, it has gone up 1.32% increase on the day, closing out Ethereum Classic at $1.98 per Ethereum Classic cryptocurrency. $1.98 per Ethereum Classic. Let's get to Zcash, which is another very popular cryptocurrency that is being mined by many people in the capitalist army and the inner circle as we speak. It is one of the new up-and-coming cryptocurrencies. Very, very low market cap right now. It's at about 67 million, almost $68 million in market capitalization. The circulation on Zcash, the symbol on Zcash is ZEC. The symbol on Zcash is ZEC, and it's under a million Zcash coins, or Zcash cryptocurrency in circulation. 907,000 cryptocurrency of Zcash in circulation. That's not much, folks. That's not much at all. In the past 24 hours, it has gone up 2.74%. 2.74% increase for a 24-hour period for Zcash, closing out Zcash at, get this, $74.90 per Zcash cryptocurrency. Can you believe that? $74.90. Good God. Let's continue going. Decred, folks. Decred, the symbol on Decred is DCR. DCR, the current market capitalization for Decred is $25 million, a little over $25 million. The current circulation of Decred is a little over 4 million Decred cryptocurrency in circulation. In the past 24 hours, it is up 0.88%. And the symbol does Decred, once again, DCR. DCR is the symbol for Decred. And it is closing out today at $6.17 per Decred cryptocurrency. All right, this is just unbelievable. I'm telling you, I can go on and on about cryptocurrencies out here. Let me get to one more, and then we're going to go ahead and move on with the broadcast here, folks, okay? And these are ones that are completely mineable. You can mine them yourself. Now, for you folks that are unaware of mining, mining is where you use a computing device or some kind of hardware in which you leave this hardware in conjunction with whatever software, that whatever coinage, whatever cryptocurrency that you want to mine, whatever software they're used to mine these things, you put it on your computer or you put it on your graphics card. I mean, there's a bunch of ways to do it. You need to read on your own how to do it. But basically, if you leave your goddamn computer on and, basically have this software mine cryptocurrency, then it'll just give you cryptocurrency as long as your computer's on mining the currency. Now, let me crash course you how and why you get money or cryptocurrency for leaving your computer on with the software on. Because you act as a computer, a systematic, a network device that helps process every single transaction within a given cryptocurrency. So with you being online with your computer or your graphics card up and running in conjunction with a given software, as long as it's on in conjunction with a cryptocurrency, because you're a part of the network helping process cryptocurrency transaction, the system rewards you for doing so by giving you cryptocurrency itself. So it's literally free money if you just leave your computer on. I mean, look, I don't want to get into the technicalities of it. You need to research what coinage that I am going over and covering here. You want to read into whatever software, hardware, whatever. I mean, look, you've got to read into it, all right? What did I tell you at the beginning of the program? I mean, I'm not giving you a fish. I'm teaching you how to fish, all right? Now you got to go learn how to fish, all right? Anyway, last but not least, folks, let's get to Zcoin. Zcoin, folks, the symbol on Zcoin is XZC. The current market capitalization for Zcoin is $8 million, a little over $8 million. The current circulation of Zcoin is at about 1,682,608 Zcoin in circulation. In the past 24 hours, it is down 0.12%, closing out Zcoin at $4.80 per Zcoin. And at this point, that, my friends, is the markets for your ass, all right? And listen, I'm trying to give you as much, all right, as much information as I possibly can. Because, listen to me, I'm trying to create capitalists out here. If we have more capitalists in the world, this world would be a better place. And you see, they don't teach you how to be a capitalist in school. They don't teach you how to be anything other than being dependent on a system in school. Do you understand that? That's all they teach you how to do. They teach you how to be dependent on a system in school, not how to be an individual in school. You understand that? Anyway, let's go ahead and let's loosen up everything, all right? I know everything's all serious, regimental, markets, money. Let's kick back a little bit. Let's take some Twitter shout-outs, folks, and some Gab shout-outs. If you'd like a Twitter shout-out live right here on the broadcast, right here and now, all you got to do is give me a retweet on my Twitter account, and the tweet to retweet is True Capitalist Radio Live. The tweet to retweet is True Capitalist Radio Live. If you retweet that tweet, I will give you a Twitter shout-out live right here on the broadcast, right here and now. Do we got any Twitter shout-outs to be had, engineer? Well, that's good. Hey, how was your weekend, man? I listen, whenever you're not here, engineer, I can't do the show on my own, man. I'm bumbling, and I screw up the freaking troll show every Saturday night. I need you here, engineer. All right, never mind. Anyway, folks, let's go ahead and get to some Twitter shout-outs right now. All right, who do we got here? Rockefeller first, Soros next. We're going to talk about that later on. We got the Green Leader in the house. What's going on? We've got David Crokefeller, okay. We've got, who else do we have here? We've got Ghost Loves Star Trek. I hate Star Trek. What the hell are you talking about? I don't like any of that sci-fi crap. All right, sorry, it's just not my cup of tea. I don't geek out over stuff like that, all right? I like living in the real world out here. I'm not out here geeking out over some stupid 2-bit made-up movie. I don't like Star Trek. You break. We got Mark Montag in the house. Who else do we have here? We got Crack Rabbit. Who else do we have here? We got Engineer Day of Talent. Just shut up, you stupid moron. We got the 727 caller. We got Twilly Atkins. What's going on? We got Capital Ice in the house. We've got N White Genocide. We got Vivian HD. Deep in the fart of Texas, you asshole. Deep in the fart of Damn it! Yeah, you assholes think you're real funny talking garbage about Texas, don't you piece of crap?
Oh, yeah, I bet y'all think y'all are so cute making fun of Texas. I guarantee you your asses wouldn't come down here and talk that garbage in Texas. I guarantee goddamn to you, boy, you wouldn't be able to do it. Give me the mic.
Son of a bitch. We are now in the second hour, okay, of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. Before we get started, I'd like to remind everybody to please spread it around, like wildfire. And let everybody know that True Capitalist Radio is in effect and in the house. And we are live every Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on the official website of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And it is blogtalkradio.com/ghost. That's blogtalkradio.com/ghost. And, of course, if you have not done so, please follow me on Twitter and Gab. The Twitter and Gab name to follow is Politics Ghost. All one word, no underscores. Politics Ghost. And, of course, folks, please go ahead and go to our newest media project inspired by the True Capitalist Radio Show. You can type in your browser right now, ghost.report. That's right, folks, ghost.report, baby. We media now, baby. We media now. Ghost.report in the house. Anyway, let's continue going on with the Twitter shout-outs here since we're doing this here. We got Take Discord to the Woodshed. Yeah, I hear that Discord chat is having a little bit of technical difficulties out here. So, be careful. Although I've been able to log into it, other people are having some trouble. So we shall see what's going on. We got the Brody Network in the house. What's going on? We've got... I'm not going to say that disgusting name, for Christ's sake. We've got Gin in the place. We got Rockefeller Sleep. Rockefeller Sleep! That's wrong. I shouldn't be laughing. I'm not going to be laughing. I mean, because who knows? I could come back around to me. Who knows? Hey, we got Artron Havoc in the house. What's going on? Anyway, once again, retweet the first tweet on my Twitter account, and the tweet to retweet is True Capitalist Radio Live, baby. That's how you do it, True Capitalist Radio Live. We got no golden mic for Ghost? Yeah, right. Are you joking me? Are you joking me? I've got 1,700 hours of my life. Everybody can download, all right? 1,700 hours of broadcasting, for Christ's sake, man. Are you kidding me? I mean, I am the hardest working man on the internet today. I broadcast 5 days a week, 3 hours a day. And I'm telling you, I bring you intensity. Do you understand? Do you feel the passion? Do you feel the fury? That's what I bring, baby, high energy. This isn't some low energy broadcast, baby. You understand that? And then on top of it all, folks, I do the Saturday Night Troll Show, which we are having an impact in the troll and gaming community just on our third episode, and I host that every Saturday night, 5:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, once again at blogtalkradio.com/ghost, all right? Hardest working man in the internet today. I deserve the golden microphone, you piece of crap. I deserve the golden microphone. Anyway, we got British Frog in the house. Who else do we have here? Did I shekel that? Here you guys are with this damn Jew crap. Look, I am not a Jew. I am not a Jew. You understand me? I don't know how many times I got to say that to you people, man. Give me the mic. Give me the mic. I don't know how many times I got to tell you that, you son of a bitch. I'll shove a cedar meal up your ass. You tell me that again. Anyway, who else do we have here? Once again, I'm just saying. I just rest in piss, Rockefeller. Oh, man. We got Agent Odd Eyes in the house. Who else we have? We got Chris Hyde in the place. What's going on, man? Ghost's wife is a MILF. What the? No! Don't you go there, you son of a bitch! Son of a bitch, don't talk about my stinking wife! Don't you dare call my wife a MILF, you son of a bitch! You're sick, twisted, perverted sons of bitches, man! Don't you go there! You sick-ass perverts. You always got to go there, don't you? You always got to go there because you're sick-ass, twisted perverts. Good God. Give me the mic. Give me the mic. You always got to go there because you're sick perverts, all of you, man. Don't talk about my family, you sack of crap. Don't talk about my family! Jesus Christ! You guys are pushing me. You want me to pull a Kurt Eckenwald up in here, boy? Huh? You want me to pull a Kurt Eckenwald up in here? Because I'll do it. Son of a bitch. Anyway, we got OG Toru up in here, for Christ. Hey, what's going on to Commander Biff in the house? What's going on here? I'm not joking around. I'll call the FBI because you called my wife a MILF. You understand that? I'll call the FBI because you people called my wife a MILF. Son of a bitch. Anyway, we got Supa in the house. What's going on? Jesus Christ, man. You people are disgusting, man. We got Sauerkraut in the house. We got Metroid Junkie in the place. Who else do we have here? Good God, man. I'm not... Don't mess with me, guys. I'm not joking around, you damn troll terrorists and cyber vermin. Don't mess with me. We got the Smiler in the house. Going on with Smiler. We got Politics News in the place. What's going on? Jesus Christ, you people are making me freaking sick. I'm telling you, you're making me sick. We got Venison in the house. What's going on? We've got, I'm not going to say that stupid name, Fredberger. We got none of your beeswax. We got licensed Agent Boat in the house. What's going on? 6 hearts not enough. Are y'all talking about freaking David Rockefeller, 6 hearts not enough? Man, you guys are, yeah, that's harsh. But then again, this guy was, he was the former Prince of Darkness before Soros decided that he was going to take over. Anyway, let's continue going on here. We got Remington in the house. Let's see. I'm going to just take a couple more Twitter shout-outs, and then we're going to move on to Gab, folks, okay? I'm only going to take a couple more of these Twitter shout-outs, and we're moving on to Gab. Who else do we have here? We got Raiden Snake in the house. What's going on to Raiden Snake? We got the Arabian Prince. What's going on to the Arabian Prince? Excuse me. We've got the Whoppy Whooperson. We've got 1 year of wasted airtime. You son of a bitch. Son of a bitch! Screw you! Screw you, you bastard! Yeah, 1 year wasted time. Well, that's why you're sitting here listening to it, aren't you, you stupid fiend? That's why you're listening to this broadcast, aren't you, boy? All right, you know what? That's it. All right, that's it. No more Twitter shout-outs, all right? Give me the mic. Give me the goddamn mic. No more Twitter shout-outs. You know what we're doing? We're going right to Gab now. We're going right to Gab, and if you folks want a Gab shout-out, repost the first post on my Gab account, and the post to repost is True Capitalist Radio Live. True Capitalist Radio Live. If you repost that post, I will give you a Twitter shout-out, or like it. Either one, I will give you a Twitter shout-out. All right? Do we got any, or Twitter shout-out, Gab shout-out, Gab. Have we got any Gab shout-outs, engineer? All right, well, let's go ahead and get to some Gab shout-outs right now. Anyway, we got happy birthday, Baron. Tamia Trap Ghost. Shut up, you stupid mo. I don't even want to hear that. We got Commander Biff in the house. Baxter Chan. Ghost is Eli Manning. Why? What the hell? What's that supposed to mean? Not a mouth-breathing, fruity-ass little tard-looking prick. Anyway, we got BN King, Cole the Pony in the house. What is this? The Mad Hatter. We've got Ghost Shuma, whatever the hell that's supposed to mean. C.K. Smith in the house. Rockefeller First, Albin Next, you son of a... Shut up! Shut up, man!
I know what you mean by that, you heartless sacks of crap. I know what you mean by that. I know what you mean. Give me the mic. Give me the mic. I know what you mean by that, you sack of crap. Anyway, we got Matches in the house. What's going on to Rock Ape? Rock Ape's in the place. We got Colt. What's going on to Colt in the house? We got Crusades for Arabia in the place. Remember the short bus martyrs. Shut up. You could take the short bus and shove it up your clogged up pooper. Give me a break, you fruit bowls. We got the Happy Merchant in the house. Going on to the Happy Merchant. We got Rotary Revolution in the place. We got Nigel Farage, Fidget My Midget, Lord Vulcan in the house. Who else do we have here? Once again, repost or like the first post on my Gab account, and the Gab account is Politics Ghost. Once again, who do we got here? We've got, I'm not saying this name, MDB50 in the place. We've got Not Fair, whatever the hell that's supposed to mean. We got Real Johnson Chan, whatever the hell that's supposed to mean. We got Eric Myers in the house. What's going on? I'm only going to give a couple more of these, and I'm getting the hell out of here because I can already see what the hell you people are doing. Gabe Voorhees. We've got Izuku Madoria. We've got Escalators, what is it, 420? Yeah, of course. Herbal. Ghostler on the Roof. Yeah, funny, real funny, you jerk dick, all right? Angry Grandpa in the house. Metroid Junkie. We got Distilling Capitalist in the place. We got Sergeant Yoda in the house. What else do we have here? I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say these names, for Christ's sake. David Rock to the Core. David Rock to the Core. We got the Argonian Capitalist in the house. We got CDI Fan 237. We got Dorian Rodriguez in the place. TC Capitalist in the place. Ghost MILF got blacked. Ghost MILF got blacked. You son of a bitch! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Look, I'm going to end this broadcast, all right? You keep coming at my family like that. You understand me? I'm going to end this goddamn broadcast. You keep coming at my family like that, boy. I'm serious. I'm not joking around. You want me to end this goddamn broadcast? I'll do it. I don't need to be up here commiserating with you freaks. I don't need to be here playing pocket pool with you dumbasses. You know what? That's it for the shout-outs. Give me the mic. Give me the goddamn mic. You know what? That's it for the goddamn shout-outs. You see? And I'm telling you this, and I will tell you this time and time again. This is why we cannot have nice things, you jag-off. Anyway, I need a drink. Give me my drink, for Christ's sake. And as a matter of fact, folks, I'm going to be honest with you, all right? I stopped drinking yesterday, all right? You know, I gotta clean out. You know what I'm saying? I gotta detoxify my body a little bit. And I'm a little edgy, to say the least. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I mean, you know, I'm not in a freaking mellow mood, all right?
So you know what I'm drinking here? I'm drinking good old fresh spring water. That's what I'm drinking, okay? Oh, isn't that such a treat? I got the whole goddamn internet talking about me, making fun of me, besmirching me, talking about my family, and the only kind of compensation I can get is some goddamn spring water. So anyway, look, I'm stopping the alcohol for a little bit, all right? I'll be back, all right? I'll be back. I just need to clean out a little bit. My wife's she's a little worried about me out here. She knows that I'm working like a damn madman. I'm burning the candle at both ends, for Christ's sake, and that's all there is to it. So I want to say cheers to everybody out there, and I want to tell everybody, you know, you got to stop. You got to clean out for at least a year, or I don't know how long it's going to last. To be honest with you, I'm going to be honest. I mean, but I do need to clean out, so that's what we're going to do here. So I want to say cheers to everybody out there. Fresh spring water, and that's the only water that you should be drinking. If you're drinking out of the tap, well, then there's a reason why you got that fluoride stare going on when you don't know what somebody's telling you. Anyway, cheers. Water, wow. Nice, fresh water. Unbelievable. Hey, look, people are freaking out on Twitter like they're finally going to give your liver a break. Look, I'm doing this for my wife, who you assholes on this internet are besmirching on Twitter and Gab Shout Outs, all right? I'm doing it for my wife. And you see people are out here, you're just besmirching me, you're besmirching my show, and I don't appreciate it one bit, all right? So, look, we're just going to move on with the broadcast. I'm not going to pay any attention to Twitter or Gab. I know you people are just going to try to antagonize me. You're going to throw me off my damn show, and I'm not letting you do it. I'm not letting you do it, and we've got too many goddamn things to talk about right now. Now, let me go ahead and get on with the seriousness of the show, folks. First and foremost, let's get right to it. Did everybody see the political establishment put on that political theater with FBI Director James Comey basically playing nothing more than legalese vocabulary dances around the actual subject matter at hand? All right? I mean, I'm sick and tired of this political theater, folks, what they are trying to do. And what did I say they were going to do? I said that they were going to try to impeach the president. Didn't I say this? Didn't y'all remember when I said it? Y'all remember when I said it? I said they were going to try to make an attempt to impeach the president based upon these bogus Russian ties. Now, the reason I was concerned about certain factions within his administration having ties to Russia is because this is the little bit of narrative that the damn deep state needs to go ahead and give to the lamestream media so they could shape the narrative to Mr. and Mrs. Joe Sixpack right now. But in the testimony, folks, FBI Director Comey said that former DNI Director of National Intelligence, James Clapper, all right? He said that former DNI James Clapper was right to say there was no evidence of collusion between Russia and the Trump campaign. Now, do you see that right there? Now, you see what Director James Comey is doing? He's trying to say, okay, former DNI Clapper was right to say that there was no evidence of collusion between Russia and the Trump campaign, but in the same breath, as he introduced himself into the testimony, James Comey basically put it out there that there is an ongoing investigation, supposedly, related to Russia's interference into the goddamn elections, all right? Now, that just means that the FBI is investigating, but to Joe Sixpack, that they're going to interpret that, oh, look, there's something there. Oh, no, yeah, Trump's related to the Russians. He's connected to the Russians. And they have been nurturing this narrative for months. I've been telling you. They've been nurturing this goddamn narrative. Russia, Trump, Russia, Trump, Russia, 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 Trump, Russia, Trump, Russia, Trump. I'm telling you right now. And I'm telling you this, this is not a joke. They are going to try to impeach the U.S. president based upon this narrative that they're building, and it is false. It is utterly false. And what Comey is saying is that he has no knowledge of any wiretapping claim that Donald Trump was wiretapped at all. But you know what, folks? That has been completely debunked, and I think of all people who has debunked it, it's the folks at Infowars.com. Now, listen, I disagree with Infowars on a variety of different issues. I do not agree with a lot of what Alex Jones's pro-Russia stance is and that sort of thing. But this is breaking news, and they're breaking it. They're the first ones to break it. It's on Drudge, so I'm going to tweet this article in which Infowars breaks the story that there is actual documented proof that the National Security Agency spied on Donald Trump from 2004 to 2010 under Operation Dragnet. Here, let me go ahead and tweet that out right there. There it is right there, folks. There it is right there. So Comey coming out and saying that he has no knowledge of any wiretapping on Trump, he's trying to skirt around the issue that there were other operations and other intelligence agency departments that were conducting surveillance operations on Trump. And the reason that we know that Donald Trump was under investigation is because Sheriff Joe Arpaio, if you're not familiar with this man, he is a staunch pro-border. He is a staunch, he used to be a warden to an outdoor prison that got him a notorious name throughout the media. He is since become a sheriff and has been a staunch opposition of Barack Obama, folks. This man has been under constant threat by the Obama administration. They've attempted to indict Sheriff Joe Arpaio because of his opposition to the Barack Obama administration. Very, very dangerous stuff. The only reason that we know that Operation Dragnet had Donald Trump under investigation is because of all the subpoenas and all the motions filed in Sheriff Joe Arpaio of Arizona's case. And what they have found is not only was Sheriff Joe Arpaio being surveyed, I'm talking about his home phones, I'm talking about his house, his offices, I mean, even his own bureaucracy of government that he managed was being surveyed. And I think that people need to realize that this is serious business, that Obama okayed this. This is completely illegal, and this is a story that the lamestream media is not covering because Infowars has broken it. And I want to be honest with you, I don't like Infowars, I don't like Alex Jones, but this is a story that's very important, and it's telling the truth here. They're breaking the story. And what I like about this particular story here is not only are they pointing to the documents that have been uncovered with the Sheriff Joe Arpaio case exposing Operation Dragnet, but they're also pointing to pointing to old newspaper clippings, digital newspaper clippings to justify that the CIA, NSA, and other intelligence agencies actually surveyed Trump, and they did so illegally. I mean, let's go over some of these articles right now. New York Times, okay, July 31st, 2014. New York Times, July 31st, 2014. This story was written by Mark Mazzetti and Carl Hulse, and the title of it is Inquiry by CIA Affirms It Spied on Senate Panel. Okay? So that goes to show you that the CIA is not only just spying on Trump, it's spying on our own government. So that could tell you something. That'll tell you that maybe, just maybe, the CIA has got something on most of these people in Washington, D.C., and that's why both sides of the aisle are trying to do whatever it takes to bring down Trump in some kind of impeachment capacity. Let's continue going, all right? This one right here, a constitutional crisis. The CIA turns on the Senate, all right? All right, this is coming out of, what is this, Saturday, September 10th, 2016. This report was written by Spencer Ackerman in Washington. All right, a constitutional crisis. This is the name of it. A constitutional crisis. The CIA turns on the Senate. And I'm going to read the blurb here. It says, tensions flare between the CIA and the Senate in the fight to release the report on torture, leading the agency to spy on its own legislative overseers. This is out of The Guardian, folks. The Guardian. Let's continue going. New York Times, January 20th, 2017. All right, January 20th, 2017. What's the headline? Wiretap data used in inquiry of Trump aides. All right? So what Comey and this political theater and this fake news is trying to do, they are trying to shape the narrative in the minds of Mr. and Mrs. Joe Sixpack. What have I been telling you? Russia, Trump, Russia, Trump, Russia, 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 Trump, Russia, Trump, Russia, Trump, Russia, 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 Trump. And I've been telling you, they've been nurturing this goddamn, this idea that Trump had something with Russia ever since he got elected, man. Ever since he got elected. So what we saw here in the James Comey testimony was nothing more than fake news and this asshole bureaucratically dancing around the whole goddamn truth. I'm telling you, James Comey is a scumbag. All right? This guy has the audacity to sit over here and put on this political theater so that the goddamn ridiculous Washington, D.C. establishment can make a case and utilize the propaganda churned out by the mainstream media to shape this Russia narrative to impeach Trump. Do you understand what's going on here? Do you understand what's going on here? Now, folks, under Operation Dragnet, Donald Trump and these particular properties that were owned by Donald Trump were under surveillance. And I'm going to go over them right now, folks. This is breaking news. I got to give InfoWars credit on this one. Please retweet. All right? Please retweet that tweet on my Twitter account that I just retweeted. That the mainstream media is ignoring it. Now, electronic surveillance of Donald Trump was listed in the database for the following companies. Now, this was an Operation Dragnet uncovered here by InfoWars. Trump International was under surveillance. That's One Central Park, NYC, New York. That was in 2008. Trump World Towers, it gives no date, so that could possibly mean that it's still under surveillance. We've got Trump Tower SAL. It was under surveillance in 2007. Trump Palace Co. It was under surveillance in 2008. Trump Entertainment, under surveillance, 2007. Trump Organization, under surveillance, 2009. Trump Plaza, under surveillance, 2004. Mar-a-Lago Club, under surveillance, 2006. Trump International, under surveillance, 2008. Douglas Limousine, which is the limousine, obviously, that Donald Trump used at one particular time, 2008. Trump International, under surveillance, 2004. Trump International, One Central Park, NYC, 2008. Trump Hotels, it has no date rendered, so that means it could still be under surveillance. Trump National, no date given, that's probably still under surveillance. Trump Plaza, under surveillance, 2008. Trump Palace, under surveillance, 2008. I mean, do you understand what I'm saying, folks? They blatantly just showed you today in this James Comey testimony a complete and utter political theater lie. It is fake news what these people have done. Unbelievable, disgusting fake news. And this right here, this story in which James Corsi, writing for Infowars.com, I mean, this guy breaks the story down. Operation Dragnet, I'm telling you, if they had Trump under surveillance then, what makes you think that they didn't have Trump under surveillance prior to the election? What makes you think that they didn't even have the surveillance infrastructure already in play? Given the fact that these documents that are highlighting Operation Dragnet and having Donald Trump and his businesses affiliated with this particular operation. I mean, what makes you think that the Obama administration and his deep state cohorts did not have this at their disposal? I mean, folks, right now what you are witnessing before your very eyes is a soft coup, a counter coup in the making. Now, tomorrow, from what I understand, folks, you're going to have a lot of people signing a document that are a part of Washington, D.C., and this document is going to state that they want to impeach Donald Trump. I'm telling you this right now. This is happening. It's going to happen tomorrow or the day after. They're trying to accumulate enough signatures amongst congressmen and women in an attempt to initiate some level of impeachment on Trump based upon the baseless claims and the lie, the absolute lie that James Comey and the goddamn assholes on that committee blatantly did today. They absolutely lied. It was fake news. Now, do you see what kind of pressure we're under at this point in time now, folks? That's why I'm telling you, right now, our president needs us more than anything. Our president needs us more than anything, folks, because the deep state's against him. The establishment is against him. The Secret Service is against him. For Christ's sake, did you hear? There was a car bomb near the goddamn freaking White House that they busted, for Christ's sake. We got the globalists, the Chinese, the Russians. Everybody is against the administration, folks. And let me tell you, I mean, the globalist system is asserting every goddamn power at their disposal to stop what Donald Trump is trying to do, and we cannot allow them to stop. We have to continue to scream. We have to continue to be vocal. We have to continue to blog. We got to continue to post videos. And folks, we have to do it. I mean, if you can't do anything else, just put a video stating that you support your president. I mean, document yourself. Document yourself and put yourself on the internet being public that, hey, I support President Trump and I disavow the bureaucrats that are in Washington, D.C. today trying to impeach my president over a lie, over fake news. This Russia Trump narrative that has been built by the mainstream media is an outright lie. And now what they're trying to do is they're trying to say that Trump didn't know what he was talking about and that he was lying and that, Trump wasn't under surveillance. He's lying. He's got the connection to Russia. There's an open investigation that has Comey involved and all this other crap. They're trying to utilize this to justify impeachment. We cannot allow them to win this narrative on Mr. and Mrs. Joe Sixpack. We cannot allow this to happen. That's why I'm telling you, folks, this is an information war. We have to enlighten everyone we can. We got to put it in the faces of everybody. I'm talking meme warfare. I'm talking videos of you publicly announcing your support for the Trump administration and denouncing the corruption in Washington, denouncing the corruption in the mainstream media. We have to have you vocal, folks. There has to be so much support, so much documented support for the president that they can't take a shot at him, that they can't try to impeach him. We have to expose their lies. Do you understand me? They're lying. And we cannot let them get away with this. So once again, folks, fake news. Fake news. And not to mention, I mean, Comey basically said nothing. He made it sound as if Trump was somehow under investigation and he was guilty, while at the same time saying he wasn't guilty. You see what I'm saying, folks? He's trying to keep it around a legalese circle. I mean, that's why in one breath, when he's beginning his testimony, he's talking about an open investigation into Russia meddling in the election, and then in the next breath, he's saying that former DNI director, which is the Director of National Intelligence, John Clapper, was right to say no evidence of collusion between Russia and Trump campaign. Let me go ahead and retweet that by POTUS here. POTUS actually tweeted that himself. Let me go ahead and retweet that. Here it is right here. Directly from POTUS, directly from James Comey. Okay? was right to say no evidence of collusion between Russia and Trump campaign. Now come and get you some, all right? While at the same time you had people on that panel, did you see that they were talking about my associate, Roger Stone? And they're trying to say that Roger Stone was somehow affiliated with the Russian government via this Guccifer 2.0 hack. And that's why they're going to try to pin this on Roger Stone. Now, what they're trying to do to Roger Stone right now, folks, they're trying to kill him. All right? They've already put polonium-210 into whatever he was eating or drinking. I'm sure he's having people taste his food at this point in time. Here the past couple of days, he was T-boned by some dark tinted window, big four-door type of car, tried to T-bone him and then just pulled out and left in a hit-and-run capacity. They tried to hit his side of the car, tried to kill him. And the reason that they want Roger Stone dead, folks, is because of this. They're already building the narrative on this political theater as it pertains to this freaking panel testimony of James Comey. Every one of the questions that were given out there, Roger Stone, Roger Stone, Roger Stone. And you see, it almost made it seem as if Roger Stone is guilty to some capacity. And, of course, we all know that Roger Stone is a confidant of the Trump administration and to Donald Trump himself. So what they're doing right now with this political theater, and I'm sure the mainstream media is, hyping up this whole Roger Stone-Russia connection. What they're trying to do is they're going to kill Roger Stone. I'm going to call this right now, and I hope Roger Stone is safe. But he's a fearless man. He's an older gentleman. I think that he doesn't really care at this point in time. I don't really blame him. But at this point, I think this is what's going to happen. They are going to kill Roger Stone before he's able to testify in this committee. Now, Roger Stone has come out today and said that what James Comey and everyone that's testified in this political theater charade today had said about Roger Stone is a 100% lie, and that he said bring on the testimony. He'd be happy to testify, but he doesn't want to testify in a closed session. You see, that's what they're wanting to do. That's what this panel that had Comey testify, that's what they want to do. They want to bring Roger Stone. They want to put him in some kind of closed session so that the public doesn't really know what's being said. And then once that happens, you could pretty much suggest that they're going to cancel Roger Stone's contract, for a lack of a better term. All right. So Roger Stone is in serious danger here because he is really the key point. He's really the focal point. Look, there is no connection between Roger Stone and Russia, but it's the technicality for which he was trying to get in contact with certain sources, one of which was Guccifer 2.0 during the campaign in releasing of certain documents related to the DNC leaks and the Clinton administration, so on and so forth. So, as I stated, folks, this is completely false. Anything being suggested by the mainstream media that there's any kind of connection between Roger Stone and Russia is a complete and outright lie. I'm going to be completely honest with you, folks. Roger Stone, the only reason that he was privy to information that he had is because the circles that I roll with and that have this information to themselves gave that information, or let's just put it this way, gave the access or gave... Roger Stone was privy to the same information, let's just put it that way. And of course, according to the intelligence community, there is no connection between the WikiLeaks, actual connection between whoever the leaker was and WikiLeaks. There is no Russian connection. No Russian connection whatsoever. As a matter of fact, WikiLeaks talked about that here. Here it is right here. FBI Director James Comey, just now at U.S. House Intelligence Committee hearing, Russia didn't deal directly with WikiLeaks. And what did I tell you? I said that. I said that right as the goddamn documentation was being released. Y'all remember that summer of 2016? I was saying this, and I was guaranteeing people that the Russians had nothing to do with this information. And they didn't! But you see this narrative that this damn bureaucratic establishment and the deep state are trying to do now at this point in time? They are trying to pin this Russian narrative on Roger Stone. And when they do that, when they put this narrative in the mind of Mr. and Mrs. Joe Sixpack, they're going to kill Roger Stone, so Roger Stone's testimony will never be made public, and he becomes the fall guy, and there's ample enough justification if they can sell it. If they could sell it to the American public, if they could sell it to Mr. and Mrs. Joe Sixpack, there could be enough substance to call for an impeachment of Donald Trump, believe it or not. And I told you this was coming, didn't I? Didn't I tell you all this was coming? A lot of you are like, nah, Ghost, you're blowing things out of proportion. You're lying, Ghost. Yeah, well, look who's lying now, asshole. All right, tomorrow or the day after, you watch. There's going to be a whole bunch of assholes on Washington, D.C. with a freaking signature on some document calling for the impeachment of Donald Trump. And you think this is the end? This is only the beginning. We cannot allow these people to succeed. Do you understand me? I mean, this is this serious, folks. If we lose the presidency, it's over. If Donald Trump's impeached, folks, I'm going to guarantee you, I am out of here. I am not going to broadcast. They're going to come right after me, and I may just leave the goddamn country. I'm not even joking around. If Donald Trump is removed or assassinated or anything to that capacity, not only am I out, I think anybody who was involved in trying to convey the information to the people, they should be out as well. Because let me tell you something, when these people take back control of the state, they're going to go round up each and everybody who was against the deep state, against globalism, and make sure they're never heard from again. So I'm trying with all my heart, all right? I'm trying with all my heart to try to convey to everybody who's listening, man, please be a part of something bigger than yourself, man. Help disseminate the information. Be a part of the revolution against the globalism, man. I mean, be a part of history. Do something. Do something. This is your calling. This is your destiny. We need you now. We need you now more than ever, for Christ's sake, man. They're going to try to impeach the president. And if they can't impeach him, they're going to do any other ways, any other means of removing him. Take a look at all the weird stuff happening as it relates to the Secret Service. We have to protect the president, folks. You have to continue to disseminate information. Get every social media account possible and disseminate information. Go on YouTube and publicly show yourself in support of your president and denounce the deep state. Denounce the corruption in Washington, D.C. Denounce the absolute lies, the slanderous lies that are being projected on the boob tube via these goddamn ridiculous, pathetic, mainstream media talking heads. We need you, folks. We need you more than ever, man. I'm telling you, this is serious business. They're trying to claim that Trump was lying about him being wiretapped, folks. There's the evidence right there, and I've got to hand it to InfoWars and Jerome Kersey. I am glad that they were able to get these documents and to basically show that these idiots today on the on Washington, in the goddamn intelligence panel, how they were lying, outright lying. It was political theater. It was nothing more to shape the narrative of Joe Sixpack. It had nothing to do with the truth. Because, okay, maybe the FBI doesn't know of any kind of surveillance that may be happening to the Trump administration, but does the NSA know? Does the CIA know? Do other agencies know? Do you understand? This is a bureaucratic trick. This is a bureaucratic game that these people are playing, and they're trying to utilize this bureaucratic word trickery to shape the narrative within Mr. and Mrs. Joe Sixpack's head. And we cannot allow them to be successful. I repeat, we cannot allow them to be successful, for Christ's sake. Jesus Christ, I hope somebody's listening. I really do hope somebody's listening, man. I mean, this is serious business, man. This is not a joke. They're going to try to impeach the president here in the next couple of days. I know you think I'm lying. This is what this whole political theater was all about. Do you get it? And we cannot allow them to do it. We can't allow the lamestream media with these fake polls like, Donald Trump's approval rating is down. It's down to its lowest point ever. All this garbage, that's a lie. That's a lie, and everybody knows it, man. They're trying to break us down. They're trying to make us pessimistic about the Trump train. You cannot listen to the lamestream mainstream media. We cannot. If you do, you're going to be broken down. And that's what they're trying to do. And look, in some instances, they're successful, for Christ's sake. In some instances, they're successful. But let me tell you something. We cannot let them succeed and fulfill this whole idea of them impeaching Trump or taking Trump away, taking him out of office. We can't let them do it. I mean, did you hear that fake news poll that they tried to put out today, that Trump's approval rating was an all-time low? Get the hell out of here, for Christ's sake. This man can go and have a damn rally at any state, and he'll have so many people wanting to go in there, there'll be miles upon miles of people trying to get to the joint. Don't give me this crap. That's why I'm saying we cannot allow the lamestream media to shape our narrative. In this day and age of the internet, you should be able to go out and you should be able to gather and get whatever news and information that is at your fingertips at this point in time. This is blatant deep state and establishment subversion of our president. And don't you ever forget it. And as I stated, Trump, if you need to, you've got the military backing you up. There is a massive amount of generals and ex-military hierarchy that is a part of the Trump administration at this point in time. I think that if it gets too ridiculous, and I've said this many times, I mean, maybe we need the military just to go into Washington, D.C. and start arresting bureaucrat after bureaucrat after bureaucrat. And then once all these bureaucrats are all rounded up, we put them on trial in front of the people! We put them in front of a public, televised trial in front of the people, in front of the world. Because we know that they're goddamn guilty. We know that they're disgusting, power-hungry bureaucrats. We know that they spy on Trump and they spy on the American people. We know. But look at what they're trying to do. They're trying to play games, and they're playing a dangerous game, putting our very institutions in jeopardy, putting our very country in jeopardy because of their ridiculous, pathetic, deep state establishment games. And it's dangerous for America. The establishment and the deep state are putting America at risk just because they want to sustain power, just because they want to sustain their inflated budgets, just because they want to be pure evil scumbags on the earth. That's why I'm saying, folks, we can't allow this to happen. Anyway, folks, let me move on to another subject matter. I know I'm going off keister on this subject, but, folks, the testimony by James Comey was pure political theater, an outright lie, trying to shape the narrative of Russia, Trump, Russia, Trump, 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 Russia, Trump, in the minds of Mr. and Mrs. Joe Sixpack, and we cannot allow them to succeed. Anyway, folks, let's get to some TCR news, True Capitalist Radio news. Folks, I have been informed by several different people who listen to the broadcast that they have been hit up by their cell phone carriers with an FCC complaint in which they are being warned not to call this number of this show. And if they call this number of this show and happen to be on hold and listening to the broadcast or anything to that capacity, that they will be charged with fraud and they will have their cell phone usage and their cell phone services be stripped and potential charges being charged against folks. I am not joking. There has been several people that have been telling me this, folks. They have been hit up saying that they saw on their cell phone they didn't have service. They went to the cell phone service area to go and ask questions. And then the cell phone service people would say, oh, yeah, well, you're on the phone for this many hours a month, and because you're causing unwanted data usage, you're technically committing fraud under the FCC rules, and they are all told this. They are all told this verbatim. If you keep calling that number, which is my number for this show, if you keep calling that number, we are not only going to strip you of your account, but we are going to charge you with fraud. So, folks, I am going to be the first one to tell you this. This show is being targeted, and the first thing they're doing, there's a lot of people that listen to this broadcast via the telephone because, you know, they're trying to save on data usage, all right? And as a result, they realize that people are actually doing this, and instead of actually allowing you to talk to whoever the hell you want to, I mean, what the hell does this mean? You can't talk to whoever the hell you want to? Folks, this has happened to a good amount of people already. And they have been threatened that, you know, if they continue to call this number, my number of the show, that their privileges of having cell phone service will be revoked and they'll be hit with fraud charges. So, folks, this show is being targeted, obviously, folks, and the reason that it's being targeted is because of all the damage that we're doing and all the things that we are conducting ourselves as far as political operations are concerned. We are a genuine force, and the capitalist right is rising, and because we are rising, we are having opposition to our rise to power, and we're going to have some haterade, folks, and obviously this is going to come from the telecommunication companies. These are going to come from people that are in charge of data communication and bandwidth. So once again, folks, I want to say be careful out there for you folks that are, from what I understand it's AT&T. All right? AT&T, for Christ's sake, all right? And the reason that they're doing this, supposedly, is because that they want you to listen to this show via the data plan. But then again, they are singling out this show. I mean, they're telling the people, they go up to them, they're asking, hey, why'd you shut off my service? And they're telling them this nonsense that, well, you keep calling this number and you're on the phone for 2 hours or 3 hours a day, 5 days a week. You've clocked in about 50-something hours. You're causing unwanted data clogging in our system. So you're basically you're basically infringing upon an FCC regulation. And if you keep calling this number, if you keep calling that number, we're going to go ahead and charge you with fraud and then strip you of your cell phone service. I mean, this is what true capitalist radio listeners are being subjected to right now. So I'm telling you, folks, I mean, this show is serious business, and they're threatening to charge these people with fraud. So, I mean, this is getting scary now, folks. I'm telling you, we got to just continue. We cannot be intimidated. We've got to keep going forward. We've got the president in the White House. We have to show undying support for the man. And we've got to keep doing it. We can't stop. Politics is serious business. The Democrats are not going to stop. The Republican establishment is not going to stop. The deep state is not going to stop. The globalists are not going to stop. We cannot stop. Do you understand me? If we stop, then we lose. If we stop, we lose. Anyway, folks, let me move on to another subject matter here. Did y'all see the Republicans have introduced a revamped version of the health care bill? And the Republicans have now set up a spin room ahead of the health care vote just in case there's any more opposition to it. I guess they have their own paid trolls or something to go out and actually justify this bill. The unfortunate part about this bill, folks, is that if Donald Trump and the Republicans don't do anything about Obamacare, it's not only going to implode, but it could bring down the whole goddamn economic system. And that's what the intention was, because the two motives of Barack Obama's Obamacare was this. He knew that when he left office, it was going to implode on itself. And the next administration had one or two things to do. They either bail out, because that's what the intention was, folks. I mean, come on. I mean, that's the whole scam around Obamacare, to bail out the goddamn insurance companies, to bail out everybody who's involved with Obamacare, and then incrementally bring in a single-payer system. That was the whole intention of Obamacare, and that was a very dangerous game to play by Obama because he's putting the country into peril. I mean, more peril than he already has been when he was president. This Obamacare could bankrupt the country and could cause another 2008-2009 crash, which could potentially jeopardize everybody's savings accounts at the bank. That's how serious this is. So that's why at this point in time you've got Donald Trump trying to work with the goddamn Republican Party so that they can pass some level of health care reform, because if they don't pass health care reform, regardless of what type of tax cut that they pass, this is going to implode the country. I mean, that's the whole intention of Obamacare. That's why they created it. They created this so this could be a wedge issue so that they can bail out the freaking health insurance peeps, and they can, I mean, this is all a scam. That's why you've got Donald Trump coinciding himself with this Ryan Care, what's called Ryan Care right now, because if they do nothing to it, I mean, that's it for the economic solvency of the country. Now, I am not in love with this bill whatsoever. As a matter of fact, I don't really like it very much. But I understand the big picture. And the big picture is that we don't rectify this problem, the economic credibility of America's economy is in jeopardy. So, damned if you do, damned if you don't. But you can thank Obama for all this mess as it pertains to health care. All right? Now, with that being said, folks, what's happening here is this. In the revamped version, which I don't agree with, okay, but they're giving tax credits to seniors now in this particular revamped bill of Ryan Care, which, if you want my personal opinion, folks, I don't think seniors should be getting dick. I'm sorry. And look, I'm not a young man myself, but goddamn, I mean, you people have 80% of America's wealth, and you assholes, you ungrateful baby boomer assholes sit here and are still trying to take out the pockets of your children and your great-great-great-great-grandchildren, you piece of crap. I mean, tax cuts for seniors, I mean, that's why I'm telling all you young people, don't open freaking doors for seniors, all right? Don't be nice to seniors. They're pieces of garbage, man. I mean, they're the ones that told you to go to college and put yourself $60,000 in debt before you even had a job. Now you're $60,000, $70,000 in debt and you're living in mommy and daddy's basement. Why are you living in mommy and daddy's basement? Because mommy and daddy want you to take care of them. Oh, yeah, the baby boomers instead, they let their parents die off in nursing homes and hospice-like settings, but no, they don't want to do that. They don't want to do that. No, you know what they want? They want you to take care of them. You know what I mean? Because you ain't got no job. You got debt. You ain't got no economic opportunity. You've got no job security. Hell, they're not even going to leave you Social Security. Do you understand that? These old pieces of crap, they should not be, the Social Security system should not be saved for these old pieces of crap. And the reason I'm saying this, folks, is because look at what they have done to the young people. They have stupefied them. They have put them in debt. They have just completely nullified any economic opportunity at their disposal. I mean, do you understand? The baby boomers, you know, they were privileged with 30, 40 years job security. And then after 30, 40 years, they collect a pension on top of Social Security and on top of Medicaid, Medicare, and every other goddamn entitlement, for Christ's sake. And not to mention, did y'all hear about that stupid leftist Huffington Post story that they were trying to pump and dump out here about some former fat old Trump supporter that's now pissed off because her Meals on Wheels is going away, for Christ's sake? Give me a break. Give me a break. How in the hell can you call yourself any kind of a right-winger and be accepting any kind of goddamn free crap from any government institution or government-funded organization? You goddamn hypocrites. Yeah, you got some fat old piece of garbage out here saying, well, I used to support Trump, but then he going to take away my Meals on Wheels, and I don't like that. I don't think I support Trump anymore because he's going to take over my Meals on Wheels. Meals on Wheels, you fat old piece of garbage. She needs Meals on Wheels, for Christ's sake. You hear me? A fat old piece of Tupperware trash. I bet you she's got the great health care, though. I bet she gets free health care. Huh? Oh, yeah, I bet you she gets Social Security, though, right? None of you young people are ever going to collect Social Security. Do you understand me? You know what you're paying your taxes for? Is so that these old pieces of garbage can have Social Security. So whatever kind of two-bit job that you have, all right, it's because you're paying for these people's Social Security, and they left you into a world of crap. They left you into a world of crap, folks. So it's time for you young people to start realizing that you've been hoodwinked, and you need to start getting political. If not, you're going to continue to see the screw job that you're getting like you're seeing in Ryan Care, the revamping of Ryan Care, for Christ's sake. I mean, that's all there is to it. Yeah, seniors get tax benefits. Oh, and, the good part about it is, if anyone collects an entitlement under Ryan Care, they got to get drug tested. So that was part of the revamping. You know what I'm saying? So you see how these bureaucrats did it? They're like, look, you seniors here, we're going to throw you a tax cut. All right, shut your stupid holes. All right, don't unelect us. And, for you conservatives out here, look at this. Anybody who collects an entitlement, all right, they have to take a drug test. All right, federal. All right, boom, there. You like it? You happy? Good. Let's pass it. And that's exactly what they're doing right now, folks. That's the revamp right now, technically in a nutshell. Anyway, folks, we are now in the third and final hour of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank you very much for tuning in with me. Before we get started on anything else, I'd like for everybody to please spread it around like wildfire, and let everybody know that True Capitalist Radio is in effect and in the house, and we are live every Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on the official website of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast, and it is blogtalkradio.com/ghost. That's blogtalkradio.com/ghost. And, of course, if you have not done so, please follow me on Twitter and Gab. Gab is the Twitter alternative. You can get to Gab by typing in your browser gab.ai. And the name to follow on both social medias is Politics Ghost. All one word, no underscores. Politics Ghost is the name to follow. Anyway, folks, once again, this health care bill, I don't like it very much. I think it's a bunch of crap. I think that the young people are once again getting screwed. But since the young people are too stupid to realize it, even though I've been yelling it for fucking 10 years, I've been yelling on this broadcast to you young people. For 10 years I've been telling you young people you are being hoodwinked. You are being had by the baby boomers. You have no economic opportunity. You know that the baby boomers, folks, not only did they have economic opportunity, back in, Jesus Christ, 72, 73, you could pay for a semester of full classes at UT for like $100, $125. $125 got a full classes, for Christ's sake. And back then, you could go get yourself a decent part-time job and be able to get yourself a flea bag apartment. Even though it was a flea bag, it was yours. Some small Pinto, it was a small Pinto piece of crap, but it was yours, and you still had enough money to be able to spend after everything's said and done. That's the kind of economic opportunity the baby boomers had. Do you have that economic opportunity, folks? Can you go out and pay, for your tuition? You can go pay for your living expenses and your expense money on a part-time job? No, you can't. And you see, this is why you should not feel sorry for senior citizens. I hate to be such a bad asshole as it pertains to this, but with all due respect to you baby boomers, you screwed this whole goddamn country. And to be honest with you, I personally believe that the screw job of this country falls on your shoulders. And I know that maybe many of you old people don't want to hear that. All right? Many of you old people want to believe that,
no, it's not my fault. You're lying. I didn't do nothing. All I did was I go to work and I raised children.
yeah, you didn't pay attention, you numbnuts. And when you did, you only paid attention to your own personal benefit at the expense of your goddamn children, your children's children, your children's 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 children, for Christ's sake. You ungrateful pricks! And Laggett's got a good point here on Twitter. He said boomers could have had a house, 2 cars, paid off within 20 years with only a high school diploma. Hell, even if they dropped out, yeah, try to do that now, boy. I mean, these are the kinds of economic opportunities that you young people don't have, and the only people that you have to blame are the assholes that came before you. And you don't want to blame them for whatever reason. You want to know why? You're living in their goddamn basement. They control you. They own you. That's why you young people are more worried about how you feel. You see, they've dumbed down you idiots so much you don't even know you're being had. That's why you care more about how you feel.
I'm bored. I'm this. I want a video game. I don't like it. I'm triggered.
Instead of focusing on why. Why? Why don't you have economic opportunity?
It's Donald Trump's fault. That's who it is. Donald Trump's fault.
I mean, seriously, why? Why? Why are you in a precarious situation, young people? Why are you being forced to be put into college debt, even though prior to 2008, you could write it off on your bankruptcy just like everybody else prior to that did? Why are you being put into debt before you even have an opportunity for employment? Why are you being forced to pay for a Social Security tax that you're never going to see? Why? I mean, this is the questions that should be asked amongst young people that don't. So anyway, look, I'm going to hold my nose on this health care bill because I know it needs to be passed. If it isn't passed, folks, we're in some economic danger because that's the way this goddamn health care was constructed. It was meant to fall so that these idiot health insurance companies could get bailed out by our tax dollars, and then the government could incrementally bring us into a goddamn single-payer system. That was the whole modus operandi for Obamacare, and that son of a bitch should be put on trial just for that, let alone all the other criminality, illegal, treasonous crap this son of a bitch did as president. And not to mention the mandate, all right, the health insurance mandate that requires you as an American citizen to pay for your own health insurance by law. If you don't get health insurance, you're screwed by law. That is what deterred a lot of economic productivity during the Obama administration, because as I've stated, any employer that employs a full-time employee has to purchase, by law, federal law, has to purchase their employees' health insurance. And folks, look at the price of health insurance right now. I mean, $500, $600 a month. I mean, that supersedes the cost of general unskilled labor. And you see, that's where the economic opportunity is happening. The lack of economic opportunity is happening because no one was going to hire anybody for a full-time job if they have to pay for their health insurance, and if the health insurance cost is worth more, if not the equivalent, if not a little less than the actual labor, then it defeats the cause of actually hiring more help, hiring more employees, and that was intended. I mean, Obamacare was intended to economically sabotage America. It was intended to eliminate full-time jobs. It was intended to eliminate overtime for unskilled labor. And in this time, folks, just think about it for a second. In this time between 2008 to 2016, and during the time that Obamacare eliminated full-time opportunity for most unskilled labor jobs, guess what has come up within this time frame, from 2008 to 2016. Automation. Automation. So while the Barack Obama care kind of robbed people of economic opportunity and unskilled labor jobs because of the mandate of employers buying employees' health insurance, employers now look to other means to which they can service their customer outside of the labor shortage that was infringed upon by the federal government via Obamacare. So that's why I'm saying, folks, right now, you have been had, you have been screwed, and you need to wake up and stop being overly sensitive. You understand? Overly sensitive to triggering and having your feelings hurt. Because if you completely dominate your mind about how you feel, at the end of your life, you're going to be shit out of luck. All right? And that's all there is to it. And if you don't believe me, why don't you go look at some of these grocery stores where you got 70-year-old bag boys that got to go back to work at 70 years old because they can't afford to, they don't have a freaking can to piss in or a window to throw it out of. Anyway, folks, once again, I'm holding my nose as it pertains to this health care bill, but we got to do something. And then once this health care bill is passed, according to Trump, that's where we're going to go ahead and go into these tax cuts. And look, I don't think it's going to be 15% corporate income tax. I think it's going to be around 20. But even around 20, I like it. We can write off a lot off of 20% as far as a business is concerned. And I hope that we see some tax initiatives in this tax plan that is going to put an injection into the job market of America. And I believe that we are. So let's go ahead and continue on, shall we? All right. Did everybody hear today? David Rockefeller. That's right, David Rockefeller. All right. David Rockefeller has died today, folks. The infamous globalist. The last remaining, I think his last remaining grandsons of John D. Rockefeller that was alive. David Rockefeller dead at 101. Of course, the rumors are going around that, he had his 6th heart transplant. I believe he had a kidney transplant in the 70s. I mean, this guy's been having, freaking organs being taken in and out of him throughout his life. Lived to be 101. Now, what the hell does this mean for globalism? Because, let's be honest, folks, it was the Rockefellers, and specifically at the behest of David Rockefeller, that enabled this globalist nonsense. It was David Rockefeller that, financed the Trilateral Commission. It was David Rockefeller that financed the CFR. It's David Rockefeller that finances all these quasi-de facto globalist institutions behind the guise of think tanks that basically gear the foreign policy of most, if not all, of the politicians that are in power today in Washington. So this whole globalist path, this whole globalist idea was nurtured and funded through Rockefeller, folks. So I want to be honest with you, I'm not a particular big fan of the Rockefellers. If we go back to where they made their money in Standard Oil, I think that people need to look into how these people made their money. It was nothing more than governments protecting monopolies, folks. And that's where the problem lies as it pertains to corporations merging with government. Because the reason John D. Rockefeller was able to make so much money is because he was able to use Harriman, who was one of the big railroad constructors of the time, which was, of course, another billionaire. Him and Harriman, which both were subsidized by federal government money on a variety of different capacities, especially Harriman with his railroad construction, John D. Rockefeller was able to transport his oil on trains because of an agreement that he had with Harriman. And as a result, folks, that's what enabled Rockefeller to be able to transport his oil at a faster rate than anybody else on the market. And as a result, folks, he became a billionaire because of, not just because he was able to get to the market faster with his oil, but he was also able to take advantage of government grants, and all the no-bid contracts related to any of the government machines that needed oil. And I mean, you understand, folks, this is where the Industrial Revolution was made. It was made in collusion between the industrialists and the government. And you see, that's where the problem has been this whole time. The government should have no business in business. All right, the government should have no business protecting a business's interest. A government should have no business protecting monopolies. And folks, that's where we're at this point in time, folks. All right, that's where we're at this point in time. And this is why we have David Rockefeller today, some asshole who's inherited all his money and who's used his inherited money to basically cause havoc on the world. And that's exactly David Rockefeller's legacy as far as I'm concerned. He's a disgusting, despicable human being as far as I'm concerned. He was blatant in his disregard for America's sovereignty. He even said so in his memoir, claiming that those who accused him and his family in a globalist cabal against the United States, he claimed that he is guilty of such a charge. He claimed this at the end of his memoir. So he was an enemy of the United States of America. Not to mention, folks, the Rockefellers also own the patents to a lot of the diseases that are afflicting the world today. I mean, do we have to continue going on? I mean, take a look at who owns the patent for the Zika virus. Remember Zika? Rockefeller Foundation. The Rockefellers were the ones that founded the Zika virus. They're the ones that hold the patents to the Zika virus. I mean, I can go on this, folks. I'm not even joking around. I mean, these things just don't come out of nowhere. I mean, what the Rockefellers have done have basically just taken America and taken the flag and wiped their dirty derrieres with it, even though this country was the ones that helped these dumb scumbags become who they are. So as far as I'm concerned, folks, David Rockefeller's a piece of trash. I'm glad he's dead. And as a matter of fact, I think that the whole Rockefeller family is a bunch of freaking disgusting, despicable human beings that should be arrested as far as I'm concerned. Because just based on what David Rockefeller said in his memoirs is such treasonous anti-American crap that I'm surprised this son of a bitch wasn't arrested. And the only reason he wasn't, folks, is because he bought off all of our goddamn politicians. All right? He bought off all of our goddamn politicians. So anyway, folks, I just wanted to remind everybody that it's rather ironic, isn't it, that David Rockefeller dies today on National Frog Day, on Barron Trump's birthday, on Eric Trump's announcing a new kid on the way, and on the anniversary of the emergency broadcast of True Capitalist Radio, baby. I mean, it's meme magic, baby! Do you believe in meme magic? Yes! Yes, I do! Because I am Ghostler, and I've taken command of the meme wars, and we are going to win! We are going to win! We just need to conjure up the energy! We need to conjure up the belief! I'm telling you this right now, you have to believe that we could kick the crap out of these goddamn deep state ass cracks and the political establishment. You've got to believe, man. Anyway, what this means as far as I'm concerned to the globalists is that they're going to fall back on George Soros. I think that's why we've seen George Soros more on the scene out here on a global sense than Rockefeller himself. I'm serious. I honestly believe that that's why we're seeing Soros out here touting all the globalism, funding all the globalist infrastructure, doing all the crap that Rockefeller has done. And as a result, I personally believe that that's where we're leaving off at this point in time. Soros has taken the helm for the globalist growth as far as the economics is concerned. I mean, remember, these people, the Rockefellers, the Soros, they use economic warfare, economic terrorism as a means of suppressing nation-state populations. And that's exactly what they do. That's why we have to make sure that these people be brought to justice to some capacity, for Christ's sake. You understand? Anyway, folks, let me move on. Once again, rest in piss, David Rockefeller. You're a piece of trash. You're an anti-American piece of crap. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm glad you're dead. And as far as I'm concerned, I think that your whole family is a bunch of crap, treasonous bunch of assholes. And if it were up to me, if I were president, I would just go and arrest your whole goddamn family, confiscate your money, and have it pay for the goddamn wall! Anyway, folks, let's move on, all right? We're almost out of time here. We're losing time. So let's talk about some more subject matters here. Almost half of Canadians want illegal refugees deported, according to a Reuters poll. Oh, what happened there, Trudeau? Old Justin Cuckery Trudeau all of a sudden has his countrymen kind of going against him. And you see, for you folks in Canada, there's a reason why Trudeau wants as many refugees, as many wild Yehudis penetrating the country, because he wants to supersede your Canadian significance. Do you understand me, Canada? Justin Trudeau wants to bring in more people that are not Canadian than Canadian, so that people like him, globalist shills, assholes that are trying to undermine everyone's sovereignty, can continue to sustain power and do the globalists' bidding. Do you Canadian idiots understand that now? This asshole Justin Trudeau is a heartless globalist piece of trash that is wiping his derriere with the history of Canada. I mean, do you understand, folks, that that's why Justin Trudeau sold off all your gold out there in Canada so he could help fund this globalist plan to basically overtake Canada's population? And y'all will become a minority. Was it the French Quebecs or whatever? Was it? I don't know, whatever French frog variant that you guys are in Canada, y'all are going to be a minority here very, very soon. And that's why, folks, Canadians aren't very happy with Trudeau right now, because not only is Trudeau importing wild Yehudis from the Middle East to settle out there in Canada, but he's also basically said, hey, everybody in America, come on down to Canada. All you Mexicans, all you wild Yehudis, all you South Americans, come on down to Canada. We'll take care of you. We'll give you entitlements. Come on down. And that's what Justin Trudeau is doing, and he is basically deluding Canada to go another completely different direction at the behest of the globalists. And I don't know if you Canadians have the balls to stand up to Trudeau and this despicable government of yours, to be honest with you. I think all Justin Trudeau needs to do is come out, take his shirt off, and half you freaks out there in Canada are queer anyway. All you'll do is just,
look, there's Justin Trudeau. Doesn't he look so sexy and handsome? Oh, he could do anything he wants. Oh, my God.
And that's how he's got you dumb Canadian idiots. Meanwhile, he is literally taking Canada and taking a dirty yellow bubbly piss in it, and all you people are doing is looking back at him with a yellow smile about it. You're looking back at him with a yellow smile about it. That's what you're doing. So once again, folks, most Canadians out here, almost half of Canadians, want illegal refugees deported, according to Reuters poll. But you know what, Canadians? It ain't going to happen. It is not going to happen. And as a matter of fact, this is actually a good learning experience for you folks in Canada. Because I think that what you need to do is realize what happened over here in Europe. And as a matter of fact, Erdogan, I'm telling you, once he starts dumping those Yehudis by the millions into Europe, you think the migrant crisis is bad. You think the migrant crisis was bad. You ain't seen nothing yet, boy. You ain't seen nothing yet. I'm telling you, Erdogan is holding millions. Erdogan is holding millions of wild Yehudis from bombarding and invading Europe, and now that he's basically wiped his ass with the EU agreement, he's basically saying he is going to allow millions upon millions of refugees to flood into Europe, and it's going to be an invasion. And why is this happening, folks? Well, you can thank Angela Merkel. You can thank Francis Hollande. You can thank Juncker out there in the EU. You could thank the EU Parliament. You could thank all these assholes, these socialist assholes that you Europeans gave your authority to. You gave your individuality. You gave your authority to these people, and now they have betrayed you. They have now betrayed you. And as a result, folks, I want to be honest with you, the Discord, the chat room in Discord has gone down. It seems that the whole Discord service has gone down at this point in time. And why is that, folks? Because they don't want us to communicate. You see how effective we're getting? You see how scared the globalists are getting? We have to double down. We have to continue fighting. We have to continue to disseminate information. Do you understand? We have to continue doing it. We cannot stop. Do you understand me? We absolutely cannot stop. Anyway, I don't know what you people in Canada are going to do. You understand? I mean, I know that y'all are getting bombarded with a bunch of illegal refugees and you want them deported, but I mean, most of your country doesn't. Most of your country are so cucked. It's unbelievable. I'm telling you right now, you're so cucked. You're the kind of guy they're inviting over 10 blacks, watching your wife while you're not even doing anything but fanning your balls in the corner. I mean, that's how cucked you are, Canada, with all due respect. And I have mixed feelings on whether I feel sorry for you or not, for Christ's sake. Anyway, let's continue going, for Christ's sake. Speaking of the EU, Britain's Theresa May to launch the EU divorce proceedings, a.k.a. Brexit, Article 50, on March 29th, baby. So that's coming very, very soon. I think it's going to be some interesting movements in the markets, both in the currency markets, in the British pound sterling, and in the EU euro dollar. We possibly could see some movements in the European equities market, so be anticipating for that. But I'm glad to see that Europe, or I should say Britannia, is going to get rid of the EU out of their lives. I mean, these people were unelected. These people are a bunch of globalist idiots. They have no business, absolutely no business, undermining the sovereignty of any of the member nation states at this point in time. So I'm glad that Theresa May is finally fulfilling the obligation of Brexit that has been far too long coming. I'm telling you this right now. Almost thought that it wasn't going to come along, to say the least. I almost thought that Theresa May was going to do nothing more than kick the can down the road and then justify why there's no way that Britannia could escape the European Union. I mean, I personally thought that was going to happen. I'm glad it didn't, I'll tell you that. I'm glad it didn't, and I'm glad that Britannia is finally in the house, and I'm glad that Britannia is leading the way as it pertains to the fight against globalists, because this is a global revolution, folks. I mean, we need more and more countries to fight for their sovereignty, to fight for their identity, so that we can turn against this globalist specter, because we don't need it, folks. These globalists do not care about us. Just take a look at what they've done thus far. Remember, they said that the United Nations was going to somehow bestow peace on the earth. Are you kidding me? There has been more and more managed chaos, managed famine, managed child exploitation, managed food fascism under the United Nations tutelage than in any other time in world history that I can recollect. Okay? I'm serious. I'm not even joking around. I mean, just constant. I can't stand these globalist pricks because they don't care about us. They don't care about us. They just care about their own small elite system. That's bureaucrats, corporatists, scientists, religious institutions, etc. That's all they care about. They don't care about you. They don't care about your family. They don't care about your future. Jesus Christ, I wish you people would get this. Britannia got it. Britannia got it, and thank God they did. Thank God that they voted Brexit. Thank God they did. And once again, folks, Britain's made to launch the EU divorce proceedings, Brexit, on March 29th. I'm actually rather curious if the EU is going to force Britannia to pay them the divorce fee of whatever it is, $500 billion or whatever the freaking disgusting, despicable case might be. Let me tell you something, Britannia. You should go tell EU to take the $500 billion and shove it up their globalist poop chutes. All right? Seriously, tell them to take a Cincinnati bow tie from Erdogan if they expect a goddamn $500 billion as a divorce goddamn proceeding from you guys. You understand that? Jesus Christ, man. Anyway, I'm looking forward to Brexit. Once again, March 29th is the date. I mean, it's celebration time, I think, man. I mean, I'm even going to celebrate. It's, what is it, on a Wednesday. On a Wednesday. So it's party time, March 29th, Brexit. You know what I'm saying? It's time to do a little dance, make a little love, kill globalists tonight. I'm sorry, get down tonight. Anyway, folks, let me move on. We're running out of time here. We got about 28 minutes left. Did y'all hear? China has turned top mid-range missiles towards Taiwan. And this, of course, this is right after Tillerson attempted to have some diplomatic relations with China, with Japan, tried to extend an olive branch to North Korea, none of which seems to be very effective, which unfortunately has me a little worried at this point in time. If I were the administration, I would use unconventional means on trying to communicate with the North Korean government. I know I've alluded to this before, but I think that, hell, send Dennis Rodman out there. I know that sounds ridiculous, but for whatever reason, this fat, cheese-headed lunatic, Kim Jong-un, is infatuated with Dennis Rodman. I mean, he's infatuated with Dennis Rodman, infatuated with the whole goddamn basketball scene. I mean, why not just send Dennis Rodman out there and have him, accompanied by some bureaucrat so that you could start talking some kind of diplomatic relations out here, because I'm telling you, you've got to contain China. The United States has got to contain China at this point in time, and I think that a pretty good opportunity to do so is just going back to the 1994 Joint Framework Agreement. I mean, Tillerson, are you listening, man? I mean, why don't you say to North Korea that we'll be open to reopening the 1994 Joint Framework Agreement? And if you do that, then you can start negotiating with North Korea to start shutting their mouths to South Korea and the United States, and start acting a little bit more belligerent to the Chinese, who cut off their goddamn coal exports, for Christ's sake. So, I mean, just antagonize that whole instigation situation there, man. Antagonize these sons of bitches, man. I mean, I don't understand why we're not doing this. We should go and turn Kim Jong-un into our personal mercenary pit bull in the damn region and have him antagonize China. All he wants is money. Do you understand? That's all Kim Jong-un wants. He just wants money. He doesn't care about the whole goddamn foreign policy crap. He doesn't care about any of this global stuff, man. All he cares about is his own geopolitical power, his own weird communist idiot kingdom. So whatever you want to call it, it is a weird system out there in North Korea, but that's all he wants. And he wants money. So we make a condition. Hey, we give you this money. Don't mess with North Korea and start being a little bit more belligerent to China, who cut off your goddamn coal exports, for Christ's sake, and reinforce to North Korea that China wants you to starve. China wants you to starve, for Christ's sake. So once again, folks, I am strongly advising the administration, try one more again to try to initiate some kind of diplomatic relations with Kim Jong-un, even if you got to send a diplomat with goddamn Dennis Rodman. All right, I'm not even joking around. All right, and once again, tell them that you're open to going back to the Joint Framework Agreement of '94, and I'm telling you, we can turn this idiot from a belligerent asshole against us to a belligerent asshole against China. Just, you need to play the cards right, Tillerson, goddammit, come on! I'm serious, just send Dennis Rodman's drunkard ass over there. I'm telling you, I think he might be able to do something. He might be that bridge that needs to connect the two. I mean, promise him whatever. Promise him, hey, look, we'll fund your basketball league or something. He's stupid. He's a gluttonous idiot. He was given a whole country. I mean, who in the hell has ever given a country when they're a goddamn fat, stupid, 20-something-year-old gluttonous asshole? Seriously, who's ever given a country like that? You're no one. He just wants money. I'm telling you this right now. He's not ideological. He's not that smart, if you want my personal opinion. I mean, so I just personally believe if you pay this idiot, you could probably turn him into the personal merc of the United States of America. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to plant seeds here. But the reason I'm upset, not only did the diplomatic olive branch to North Korea did not work, but it seems like the visit by Tillerson to China didn't really accomplish much. Because not only did China say that America should have a, quote, cool head in relation to North Korea, as far as all options on the table type of thing, but not only did China say that, now they have turned their top mid-range missiles towards Taiwan. Now you've got China being belligerent towards Taiwan. You've got North Korea being belligerent to South Korea. I mean, that whole region is at a very, very precarious situation. And I think that if you would have initiated with North Korea first, because remember, Trump and Tillerson, these idiots out there in Asia are all about honor. That's all. I mean, it's so stupid, but it's really what it is. All right? And because you went to go visit Japan first, and then you went to go visit China, North Korea just told you to go piss off. I mean, that's unfortunately where it is. I mean, North Koreans want to be dealt with one-on-one. I mean, that's the whole reason why Kim Il-sung, Kim Jong-il's father, Kim Jong-un's grandfather, Kim Il-sung, that's why he rejected the five-party talks prior to the bilateral negotiation with Bill Clinton and Madeleine Albright, which culminated into the Joint Framework Agreement of 1994. So that's why I'm saying, folks, I mean, you know, this would behoove the administration, and I think that it would basically make the grand chessboard of foreign policy a lot different than it is today, and it would act as a form of containment to China. It would act as a form of containment to China. But if for whatever reason, you know, this idiot has had too much cheese and it's clouding his judgment, I'm talking about Kim Jong-un, and for you folks that aren't aware, he's got a very, very bad cheese consumption problem. That's why the guy's so fat, and he's a diabetic mess. From what I understand, you know, he was limping around for a good while because this idiot had an ulcerated leg. That for whatever reason, this idiot won't stop eating. He won't put the fork down, and as a result, had some serious issues with that ulcerated leg. That was according to reports. So this guy, you know, he's not playing with a full deck. He's kind of a lunatic. But I think, if you want my opinion, he wants money. I mean, if you can negotiate with him with material, tell him you'll give him the best cheese he wants, whatever. That's all he wants. And if we can do that, we can contain China. then China isn't going to be turning their top missiles against mid-range missiles against Taiwan. They're not going to be sitting there putting out ships and artificial islands in the middle of the South China Sea. They wouldn't be doing this type of crap. But they are, because they believe that the United States has nothing to stand on. And we can thank Barack Obama for this, folks, because remember, Barack Obama gutted our military. I mean, our military has less airplanes since, 1920s or something? Same with the Navy. I mean, this asshole Barack Obama depleted our military on purpose. That's why you got Russia flexing nuts. That's why you got China flexing nuts. That's why you got North Korea flexing nuts. That's why you got Iran flexing nuts. And guess what? I mean, didn't Barack Obama's administration deal with all these people? I mean, lest we forget, during the Iranian negotiations for that ridiculous nuclear deal, they actually met with a Russian delegation that kind of helped and oversaw this whole goddamn Iranian nuclear deal. How come we don't have the Democrats that were involved in that deal who met with the Russian delegation in conjunction with the Iranian nuclear deal? How come they're not being investigated for Russian collusion? I mean, they actually helped make a deal. I mean, don't people understand? Obama gave money, $260 billion, $260 billion as in Bill Gates, to Iran to supposedly not build a nuclear weapon. Folks, with that money, they don't have to build a nuclear weapon. They can buy one. So by definition, Barack Obama aided the enemy. He is an enemy of the state. Do you understand me, folks? Barack Obama put us here. That's why this man should be arrested. He should be put on trial. And at the very least, he should be put in prison. I think it should be worse, because this man has depleted America to the point where we're in this precarious, divisive, very unsafe foreign policy. Everything's collapsing around us, and it has everything to do with this administration and this man's calls, this man's policy. And I don't want anyone to ever forget that the whole reason why we're here is because of this goddamn treasonous scumbag, Barack Obama. He should be found and tried for treason. Barack Obama's a traitor. And he's still undermining the president. He's still committing treason. Barack Obama is a traitor. And if you don't believe me, just take a look at where we are at right now in American history. Take a look at our military who's depleted. Take a look at the world stage thumbing their nose at us, for Christ's sake. Take a look at the economic, or I should say lack of economic opportunity in America today. Obama is a traitor! And he should be thrown in prison as far as I'm concerned. I mean, he's already wanted in Egypt, folks, because he aided and abetted the Muslim Brotherhood, and the Egyptian military basically counter-couped the Muslim Brotherhood, which, of course, was backed up by the Obama administration. I mean, lest we forget, we funded the Muslim Brotherhood. We helped the Muslim Brotherhood take power in Egypt. We even had some of the delegates of the the Muslim Brotherhood come to America. And why did the Egyptian military overthrow and execute most, if not all, the damn Muslim Brotherhood that came to power, folks? Because they were affiliated and talking to Zawahiri from Al-Qaeda. All right, Mohammed Morsi, the president during the short tenure of the Muslim Brotherhood's reign after the Tahrir Square Revolution, when they came to power, Mohammed Morsi was picked up by the Egyptian military having a conversation with the Al-Qaeda leader, al-Zawahiri. Al-Zawahiri is the old man with the dot on his head that was the spiritual leader to Osama bin Laden, and now Osama bin Laden is supposedly dead. Zawahiri is now trying to, he was talking to Mohammed Morsi. All right, and once Mohammed Morsi was talking to Zawahiri, the Egyptian military caught that conversation in a phone tap and a wiretap, and that was justification for the Egyptian military under the tutelage of Sisi, who is now the president of Egypt, overthrew the Muslim Brotherhood and took them all into custody, and many of them have been executed. Mohammed Morsi has been sent to prison for life. I think he's on his way to execution, all because Obama backed the Muslim Brotherhood, who at the time was being led by Mohammed Morsi, and as president, Mohammed Morsi tried to establish diplomatic relations with Zawahiri from Al-Qaeda. I mean, this is who Barack Obama is backing up, folks. I mean, this man is a traitor. All right, this man is a traitor, and I think it's sick. I think it's utterly sick that we actually have this man as any kind of a hero whatsoever. This man should go down as the worst president and the anti-American president, the treasonous president in American history. And that's all there is to it. Anyway, folks, let me get to the last but not least subject matter, and I want to talk about Tim Allen. The actor-comedian Tim Allen was on Jimmy Kimmel here recently, and he was dropping some major red pills on the Jimmy Kimmel audience, and of course Jimmy Kimmel was trying to make a big joke out of it, as if, you know, this Tim Allen had some kind of a goddamn problem or something. I mean, give me a freaking break. What Tim Allen said to Jimmy Kimmel was that being a conservative in Hollywood is like, you know, being a part of the new McCarthyism. I mean, he's afraid to talk any kind of political talk shop anywhere within Hollywood because he'll be blacklisted. I mean, he was even talking about alluding to some people getting violent. Some people potentially getting violent if you try to say you're conservative in Hollywood. And let me tell you, why isn't Hollywood, how come this damn whole institution of Hollywood, why hasn't it been taken down already? Countless people have said that the biggest secret in Hollywood is pedophilia, and yet, what did they do to David Koresh in Waco under the supposed allegation of child molestation? They bum-rushed this guy's compound! But you know what? What's funny about that is they could have caught him jogging. You know, they could have caught him while he was coming out of his house. They didn't. ATF went right in there, killed all those innocent people, burned them alive, and hence, that's why we have the Waco situation. That's why so many people were outraged about that particular scenario, because it was the first time in American history where the federal government went into someone's private property and killed them without no goddamn reason other than an allegation, which under congressional hearings turned out to be unfounded allegations. It was unfounded allegations that he was molesting anybody. Unfounded allegations. All those people died. Women, children, all those people died on unfounded allegations. And yet Hollywood has many people, ex-child stars, that have said that the biggest secret in Hollywood is child molestation, pedophilia, and yet not one federal agency has bum-rushed any of these goddamn Hollywood studios. Not one of these damn federal agents have gone up to any of these managers, these production managers, these producers, these executive producers, all these higher upper echelon of Hollywood. Not one has been taken down by a federal authority for child molestation or pedophilia. I mean, can you believe that? I mean, I can't believe this, folks, that Hollywood can run amok like this. And I'm telling you right now, where you spend your money is a political statement. And you people keep watching their movies. You people keep buying their DVDs. You people keep paying for and condoning for their pedophilia. Because I'm telling you this right now, if you're spending a red cent for a Hollywood-produced movie, you are condoning pedophilia. You are condoning child rape. You are condoning sex abuse. Corey Feldman said it happened. Corey Haim said it happened. Elijah Wood says it happens. I mean, I can go on and on, for Christ's sake, man. This is real. And why Hollywood and how Hollywood gets away with it, I have no idea. You know, there was a rap song that was put out by Public Enemy a while back. It was a collaboration with Public Enemy, Big Daddy Kane, which was an old school rapper, by the way, from the East Coast, Ice Cube as well. It's called Burn Hollywood Burn. Burn Hollywood Burn. And I'd like for all you black supremacists who like to blame the right wing and like to blame the Republicans and like to blame anyone who supports Trump of being racism, take a look at that video by Public Enemy. Burn Hollywood Burn. And in that video, they show clips of left-wing Hollywood showing people in blackface, showing people in, black folks in slave positions in Hollywood as Aunt Jemima, as Uncle Ben. Do you understand what I'm saying? And that song, Burn Hollywood Burn, was basically stating that that's what should happen to Hollywood because it was built on racism, it was built on pedophilia, it was built on evil! Damn Hollywood! It's built on evil! Hollywood is evil! Do you understand me? Hollywood is evil! If you are going to spend 1 red cent in a Hollywood movie, if you're going to buy a Hollywood DVD, then you are condoning child molestation. You are condoning pedophilia. Do you understand me? Where you spend your money is a political statement. Where you spend your money is a political statement. Give me the mic! Give me the mic! And let me tell you, if you are going to sit here and spend any of your money on any of this Hollywood pumped out crap, if you're going to spend your money on any of these celebrities that point their finger at you as if you're idiots, have you seen them at these award shows? These pompous-ass, self-serving pieces of disconnected crap are sitting there thumbing their fingers in your faces claiming that you're idiots, that you don't know nothing, that you're a moron. And yet you keep buying these idiots' movies, for Christ's sake. You keep buying the crap that they keep churning out on Hollywood. You're the one that's allowing this, folks. If you're going to the movies, if you're buying DVDs, you are cause of this problem in Hollywood. You're the cause of the reason why the lamestream media is conducting itself such anti-American Trump crap. It's conducting itself in anti-American, anti-Trump crap. And the reason it's doing it, folks, is because, as I stated, look back in Stimulus Package 2. Look back at Stimulus Package 2 and take a look at everybody who got bailed out during Stimulus Package 2. And you're going to find the Hollywood studios, the actors, the lamestream mainstream media, the pornographic industry, everybody who donated to the campaign contribution account of Barack Obama and the Democrats. They're the ones that got bailed out in Stimulus Package 2. Look it up. They're the ones that got it. It's the biggest wealth transfer in world history. $1 trillion was given away by the Barack Obama administration and the Democrats. And it was to everybody who donated to the campaign contribution account, folks. Did you get anything from Stimulus Package 2? Did you get anything from Stimulus Package 2? I don't think so. Anyway, folks, here is the video in question. For those folks that are asking what video I'm talking about, I'm retweeting it right now. The video that I'm talking about is Burn Hollywood Burn by Public Enemy. The video tells the story. Why isn't Black America focusing in on this video? I have no idea. But you know what Black America's doing right now? Oh, they're churning out. I mean, they're buying everything that Hollywood's churning out in this gangster-ass rap, this ghetto, this glorification of ghettofied degeneracy. They'll embrace that, right? Even though it's a bunch of white and Jewish elitists basically selling this ghettofied perspective of what black America is. You've got black folks thinking that, nah, that's how we are, baby. You're not understanding my kids, baby. We got to grow up in the hood, baby. We was kings and shit. And they're embracing this mentality. And once upon a time, there was black folks that didn't embrace this disgusted mentality, and they know exactly where the problems came from. And that's all there is to it. Anyway, folks, let me move on, all right, folks? I got about 5 minutes left. Let me go ahead and get on to everybody's favorite part of the broadcast, a little small portion of Radio Graffiti. That's right, folks. Radio Graffiti, the part of the broadcast where the spectators become a part of the spectacle. All you got to do is give me a call right now at 516-453-9903. When I call on your area code, you got exactly 3 to 4 seconds to say whatever it is that's on your mind. That's why we call this Radio Graffiti. And oh, by the way, folks, I am going to post. I know I was supposed to post some Inner Circle slots this weekend. I never got around to it. I'm busy as hell. Look for them tonight at some point in time, folks. My apologies on that. And then, look, there's only a small amount available left. They're not going to be that many. These are people that, for whatever reason, wanted to abandon ship on the short bus, or excuse me, on the Inner Circle. Not the short bus. The short buses haven't been kicked out of the Inner Circle. They're just on the short bus. But there have been people that have been candid with me, that have emailed me saying, hey, I don't want to be a part of this. This is too dangerous. I don't want any heat from the FBI, the CIA, so on and so forth. So we're going to go ahead and take those slots and go ahead and put them for sale for anybody who has the balls and actually wants to be successful with us in the Inner Circle. So I'll have that up later on tonight. Anyway, do we got any goddamn Radio Graffiti calls, engineer? All right. Well, without any further ado, let's go ahead and get to some Radio Graffiti calls right now. Anonymous Radio Graffiti.
And the golden microphone for best radio host goes to the engineer.
No, you son of a... What the hell is going on around here? Yeah, you know what? Shut up, all right? Stop trying to pit me and the engineer against each other, you milky liquor. Anonymous Radio Goddamn Graffiti. Oh, great. Another Helen Keller deaf mute, for Christ's sake. Anonymous Radio Graffiti. Oh, what do we have? Just nothing but Helen Keller deaf mutes up in here, for Christ's sake? 848 Radio Graffiti. Oh, man, you need to get... Man, what's up? It's Helen Keller deaf mutes and Obama phones. God damn it, get it straight. Anonymous Radio Graffiti. No, this guy's shoving the goddamn microphone up his ass. No wonder I got rid of Radio Graffiti on this broadcast. No wonder I got rid of Radio Graffiti on this broadcast. You suck! Anonymous Radio Graffiti.
The only thing keeping me alive is the fact that I've fucked kids.
Yes, I'm freaking... Oh, Jesus Christ. I know you all think that's so funny, but I guarantee you, man, one day, you're not going to be able to do that. You're lucky I am such a nice guy that I'm not going to go Kurt Eckenwald on your ass. And let me tell you, with that right there, I could legally do it now. Kurt Eckenwald has given a precedent that is unprecedented. So you all continue to think that you can get away with that. But I guarantee you, man, if I really wanted to, I could say, oh, man, somebody out here is trying to promote child pedophilia, that sort of thing. Call up the FBI and tell them to investigate. And you'd be found just like Jew Goldstein, and the 30 other people that the FBI is currently trying to round up who sent Kurt Eckenwald a goddamn seizure gift, for Christ's sake. So you all keep thinking that you're going to be able to do this. You all keep thinking that, because it ain't going to happen. Anyway, after that call, I'm done. All right? I'm done. As you can see, that's why Radio Graffiti is no longer it's not even going to be around that much. Maybe 5 minutes. Maybe sometimes I won't have Radio Graffiti at all, and that's why right there. That's why right there. Anyway, folks, let's just go ahead and end the broadcast on this Monday. Thank God it hasn't turned into a carpet munching Monday because these trolls don't have the opportunity to do so. Anyway, follow me on Twitter, folks. Politics Ghost is the name to follow. Also on Gab, Politics Ghost, all one word, no underscores. Politics Ghost, all right? And, of course, folks, if you have not done so, please follow or add to your favorites or bookmark blogtalkradio.com/ghost. That's blogtalkradio.com/ghost. Anyway, folks, I'm going to put up, the last remaining few inner circle slots, and these are inner circle slots that were brought available because people are too afraid to be a part of the inner circle. It's all right, I'm not dangerous. Anyway, folks, I will be here tomorrow for Taco Tuesday, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. You better be here, Milky Lickers.
All right, guys, I'm pretty much done here today. Apologies for anybody who actually are from the SciTube chat. For some reason, SciTube went down unknown causes, but I guess it'll be up tomorrow. So, weird way to actually end just for in the last 5 minutes. Anyways, guys, thank you guys for coming out. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the Taco Tuesday. Of course, follow me on Twitter at the Running Network of Politics Ghost, as well as Gab being _King. And I'm gonna have to be just quickly to start the next stream live stream right now. Make sure if you're new to the stream, subscribe because of course I do TCR shows every day, Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific, as well as the Saturday Night Tro Show, which starts 5:30 p.m. Central, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 3:30 p.m. Pacific. Please do make sure to do that. And that's pretty much it for my announcements and everything else. Be with the YouTube. Go over to the I don't know. At the moment, just go if you can connect. If you can't connect, go to my Twitter and I'll post my next stream that's going to be happening there. Go there if you want to, and I'll see you guys there. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow or on the next TCO broadcast. Later, guys.